In the beginning, there only existed light and darkness. From that light and darkness gave birth to two beings, a fell dragon named Eclipse, and a divine dragon named Twilight. The two beings decided to create something out of nothing. Eclipse made the earth in a vast body of water, while Twilight teamed it with greenery and wildlife. Despite the company of another dragon, the divine dragon grew lonesome and desired creatures that could think for themselves and interact with the dragons. And so, Twilight made man, and for a time, man had a strong bond between the dragons. That soon drastically changed when the humans fought amongst themselves over the land. Greed and power. Eclipse finally had enough of the foolish humans and their antics, and decided to wage an all-out war against them. Eclipse enjoyed it. Better when the humans didn't even exist. Right, Eclipse finally had enough of the foolish humans and their antics, and decided to wage an all-out war against them. Eclipse enjoyed it. Better when the humans did not even exist, as he saw them as nothing more than fools. Twilight, however, loved the humans and sided with them in the Great Dragon War. And with the help of the Divine Dragon, the Fell Dragon was defeated and peace came upon the land. To prevent further wars amongst themselves, the people separated into 4 kingdoms across the continent. To ensure this disaster would never happen again, Twilight created the Fire Emblem, a mythical item capable of granting its chosen user one wish. The Dragon Balls. To protect it from falling into the wrong hands, the emblem was separated into 4 pieces, with each kingdom holding on to one of the piece. The one piece is real.
That's right.
To further bolster the safety of mankind, Twilight bestowed upon the royal family of the Kingdom of Lunaire her divine blood, so that if they ever needed her, she could use them as a vessel. For a time, peace was a reality for the 4 kingdoms. That is, until tensions between the humans rose again, and along with it, a dastardly, sinister rumor that the Fell Dragon would rise again. Upon the first strike of human blood on his soil, is peace for the continent of Celestia just a dream? Or is it still within reach? The answer to these questions lie within a blue-haired boy named Zacharias. Underneath a perfectly shaded tree lies our blue-haired protagonist, taking a nice nap. Soon an enraged retainer by the name of Gregory discovers the location of his sleeping prince.
My lord! My lord! Prince Zacharias von Leonard!
Oh, sweet Twilight's beard! Huh? Oh, good morrow, Gregory.
Don't you good morrow me, my lord. You said you were taking a break, not a snooze festival.
Relax, Gregory, the ever-annoying. I figured I'd just get some shut-eye before the new recruits came.
Prince Zacharias, do you realize what time it is?
If the sun above that furrowed brow of yours is there, then I say it's about 12 in the afternoon.
Enlighten me, my genius prince, of when you were supposed to meet your recruits?
Wait, I got this. Why, that would be 11 in the morning. Wait a second.
Yes, my lord. It means
Then I got time for another nap.
this country is doomed. Get off your bottom and go meet them now.
Okay, take it easy, I'm going.
Why does the divine dragon above task me with the most difficult position of all in Celestia, being a retainer?
You know, Greg, I had this bizarre dream again.
It's probably your unconscious mind formulating dreams around those stories of the heroes you've been reading. That's most likely the reason why you were so tired today. You've been reading those books all night.
I'm serious, Greg. I mean, I'm always left alone on this deserted island, surrounded by this vast empty sea. I scream for help, but no one answers. It always ends with me being eaten by the Fell Dragon.
Yes, how very grim and tragic. Just like the lecture and extra training we are going to do after this as punishment.
Alright, I'm sorry, spare me.
Just follow me. They are awaiting you in the training area.
Okay, and then we make our way all the way over there.
I sincerely apologize to everyone for the delay. My lord got sidetracked and lost track of time. Introducing Prince Zacharias von Leonard.
What's up?
Please, Your Highness, will you take any of this seriously?
I am. I just don't see why we need to add all this fluff, you know?
Must I do everything myself? Welcome, everyone. My name is Greg, and I am the retainer of Zacharias. We're all gathered here today due to your impressive skills and adequate talent in combat. As per the king's request, he has summoned everyone here to serve as Prince Zacharias' small army. From now on, every person here is on the same team and will be led under the guidance of my lord. I would please like to ask everyone to introduce themselves.
Okay,
Alright,
so you're...
I guess we'll go over the profiles. So, Zacharias von Leonard, he has
Leonard.
a personal skill of once more. So it's essentially Gale Force. He has like a 25% chance of getting that when defeating. Class skill is that if you're adjacent to him, you're right next to him, you get +2 attack, like flat attack damage, and a -2 damage reduction from him for incoming attacks. And then Gregory is kind of already know his character as well, but his personal skill is overprotective. So if the unit is adjacent to an ally, they have a 25% chance of negating the first attack completely. So you take no damage if you're next to him.
I need to stand next to him at all times.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's only
Me and Toby.
25%. It's not like crazy, but yeah, he has that chance. All right, and then so Zacharias, he walks up to a blonde-haired man, and he says, "Hey, what's up? Who are you?"
Mithral, he bows, one arm in the air, another one to his chest, and he says, "I am Mithral, priest of Lunaire and worshipper of Twilight. It is my honor to be in your presence."
The little clap. So,
It was good.
where do you hail from?
I hail from a small village in Lunaire.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And then we'll look at his stats. So his personal skill is Miracle. So when an allied within this unit's movement is damaged to 0, they can automatically move to them and stabilize them to 1 HP. So it's once per map. It's kind of like a little one last chance. And then he has the class skill of Self-Care. So when you heal, he will heal himself for 20% of what was healed. All right.
Healing me won't get you much back.
Alright, and then he approaches the other blonde individual.
There's a lot of blonde people in the army.
So, are you a bow guy or something?
Yes, that's correct. I'm an archer.
Oh, so who are you?
Well, my name is Safrano. I hail from a small village on the border of Crescento, and I've spent a lot of time formulating strategies.
Strategies. Oh, that'd be very useful, actually.
They don't always exactly end well, but that's...
End well. Oh.
Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. Sure. He basically brushes that off, and he walks up to the next person. So, before he does that, the personal skill that Safrano has is called Lux Denial. So, when a unit lands a critical hit, any attack that the unit lands on the following turn is basically a guaranteed critical hit. However, on that following turn, that guarantee, the unit suffers a minus 80% penalty on hit. So, basically, it's kind of like once Safrano lands a crit, this next attack he gets a crit again. But that third time he cannot hit, basically. Yeah, or it'll be really low. So,
Pretty much.
Yep. And then his class skill is bow range +1, so he gets the additional range when attacking with bows. All right, and then he walks up to the next character, a little boy. Aren't you a little too young to be in the army?
Well, money's... Oh, wait, I'm not even... Okay.
You're fine.
Money's been tight since Mom and Pop died. But I am too young, so I just snuck in. I figured once I'm here, they have to pay me.
Huh. Yeah, I don't really care, to be honest. So, what's your story, kid?
I've been keeping up myself and making some money,
Well,
but not enough.
as long as you take care of yourself and you don't get yourself killed, I don't really care.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, and then he about to go personal skill. So his personal skill is Backstabber. So when attacking a unit from behind, you deal 1 extra damage for each point of skill higher than the foe. So it'd be like basically, I don't know, if he had 8 skill and the opponent has 5, it'll be 3 additional damage. And then the class skills pass, so he allows units to pass through enemies. He then walks up to the sort of
The
pompous
third blonde.
fellow.
The third blonde individual.
Another blonde individual, yeah. So what's your story?
Well, to tell you the truth, I just want to fight people.
Really?
The last guy had a big sob story. I'm just here to become the strongest fighter there is. And I'm gonna do it with magic.
I really like your guts, man. Alright, you've been perfect for this army. So, your personal skill is Worthy Opponent. Based on the opponent's level, the unit gains the following. So if you guys are the same level, you get an accuracy boost. If they're like 1 to 2 range, above the your current level, you'll gain more accuracy and a little flat damage boost. And then if they're 3 levels or like higher than that, you get another boost in accuracy, more flat damage, and you gain a 10% crit boost. You're a boss killer.
Let me fight the strongest opponents with my 20 health.
You also get this, which is pretty crazy. You get Fiendish Blow, basically. I forgot to put the name, but it's Fiendish Blow. And then you get, when you use snake combat, you get 6 magic.
With my 20 health.
He then walks over to an individual who's kind of like by him. He kind of like separated from the crowd. Hey, come on over.
I must.
What's your story, you friendly face?
My name is Volley. Is that all?
I guess I don't need to know your whole story, I guess. Do I?
Good.
Hey, do you know the fight?
If I had this sword, then yes, I do.
Ollie's personal skill is No Escape. So if unit is adjacent to an ally, he has a 25% chance of chain attacking. So it's kind of like Engage / Awakening, where he will basically deal damage. But in this game, he will do damage like he's in combat with them. So let's just say if like Volley was supposed to fight like a mage and he does like, I don't know, 10 attack, he will do 10 attack to help you out. But he cannot follow up, regardless. So even if he outspeeds them.
Right.
And then he has class skill advantage, so basically like the Fire Emblem games classic. If he's 50% HP or below, he will attack first. I will also tell you to keep track of this because I will forget.
I'll be sure to.
Thanks. And our last one, he sees an individual who seems to be quite different from everyone else. So, I can't imagine what kind of story you got, lady.
I'm Anza.
I see you're a scaly individual. Are you perchance from Equinoxia?
Yes, I've been wandering around, but I'm here now.
As long as they can fight, I'm fine with that. So
I can fight.
her personal skill is called Gambit. So this unit is able to completely ignore enemies' defense or res once per chapter when they're below half HP. It's kind of like a super move. And then her class is a Earth Manakete, so because of that, she will take double damage against dragon effective weapons. And then her class skill is Terrain Master, so she's not affected by any difficult terrain, and she gains a bonus 50% more. And that should be everyone. Perfect. All right. Oh, Zacharias, he's very intrigued by everyone. He seems like he has a very colorful army, and you can see him. He's like pretty ecstatic to meet new people. He goes back into position next to Gregory, and Gregory continues his little speech.
It's a pleasure to meet each and every one of you. Now, as per schedule, if we pick up the pace, we can make it just in time for lunch and tea.
I've got a better idea. The best way to start bonding with everyone is to see them in action.
But my lord, what about the tea I brewed? It will surely get cold when we finish.
Come on, Gregory. Just one sparring match with the new team. Pretty please.
You are fortunate that I care about you and your happiness, my lord. I will gather some troops to join us.
And that's why you're the best retainer, Greg. So now we're gonna start getting ready for battle.
Excellent work, my lord. Despite barely knowing these recruits, you handled the situation quite well.
Yeah. Easiest win of my life, right? Alright, guys?
I think we are all quite exhausted after all of this. Why don't we all get some lunch?
We? Exhausted? Greg, you still look fine to me. Did you go easy on me again?
Think what you will, my lord. Now follow me to the dining hall.
Zacharias, I think you know why I summoned you here.
Look, if it's about me eating last slice of cake, I'm sorry. I'll ask next time, promise.
What? No, this isn't about the... Wait, you were the one who ate that? Even though I specifically told you... Never mind. Back on topic. No, that is not why I summoned you here. I summoned you here because of your little break you had before meeting the recruits.
I told Greg not to stitch on me.
Would you please take things seriously?
I am, but what's wrong with having a bit of fun?
And it is with that mentality that you were late and wasted time for these new recruits.
Dad, I think we both know that I'm nowhere near good enough to be king. I mean, why did you just ask my cousin Olivia to do it? I mean, she would be great as queen. She's very skilled at combat, she's smart,
Zacharias, we have already been over this. You are my one and only son. I would want no one else to take this role. Besides, yes, you do cause trouble and many headaches for Gregory, but I know you are more than capable. More than you may think. I mean, look at your results today. Gregory told me you and your army made it look easy.
That's because Gregory went easy on us. Face it, Dad, I'm not even close to your level. I talk all high and mighty when I can't even wash my own dishes without Greg's help.
I'm not asking you to lead this country at my level, son. Don't lead this country like me.
Lead it out yourself. I know, Dad.
Now off with you. I have to help plan the upcoming Moon Festival.
So, the Moon Festival is going on right now. Everyone's having a great time. So, a little time has passed by, a couple days. It seems like Zacharias and Gregory have been put on, like, the little guard duty. So, Zacharias, of course, he doesn't like it. So, remind me again, Gregory, why we are just standing here and watching people?
Because, my lord, we have been assigned to guard during the shift.
You're telling me that I can't even have fun at the festival that I helped set up.
'Tis what I am saying.
So, Greg, my best retainer, how...
No.
Come on, please. Just let me have fun for like 10 minutes. I swear I'll come back.
No.
I'll train really hard.
They train hard so they pigs fly.
I'll get you some nice tea.
No thanks. The tea I brew is just fine.
I'll get you a girlfriend.
Really? Are you trying to convince me or are you just testing my patience? 5 minutes. Only 5.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Greg. I love you so much.
Please try to avoid trouble, my lord.
So Zacharias, despite it being like a little goofball, he does actually get along with people very well. So he kind of like just goes around with random townsfolk. He's having a great time, and then he kind of spots a familiar face. Hey, Olivia!
A woman within the crowd recognizes the voice and looks at Zach's direction.
Oh, hey Zach, aren't you supposed to be on guard duty?
I convinced Greg to let me enjoy myself for a couple minutes.
Whoa, you convinced Gregory, the ever annoying, to let you have fun? Well, I'll be damned.
I know. I just have that incredible suave.
Yeah, right. That reminds me of when we were little, and we used to find ways to get away from Gregory to have some fun.
How can I forget? Like that one time we throw a snowball full of...
A sudden shriek breaks out from the crowd. Zach and Olivia stop their conversation and head towards the source of the sound. Upon arrival, they spot a horrific, humanoid creature charging towards a woman. Olivia immediately jumps into action and stabs the creature, but it wasn't enough, as the creature got right back up. Unsheathing his blade, Zach joins Olivia, and together they take it down. All is quiet for a moment, when all of a sudden, even more of the creatures show up.
What the hell are these things?
I don't know, but whatever they are, they're tough.
Greg, along with the army, joins Zach and Olivia.
My lord, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. And you?
Just peachy. Now everyone arm up. We must protect the people from those things. It looks like we got them all.
What were those things?
I have no idea, my lord. Let's reconvene with Lady Olivia and report to His Highness.
I see. Were there any casualties?
Thankfully, there were no casualties, my lord.
You do not realize how pleasant those words just resonated with me. Good work, everyone. If I were to guess, This must be the work of the Fell Dragon Eclipse.
Wha-
But I thought he was killed eons ago in the Great Dragon War. How can he still be alive?
It's possible that just like we are the vessel for the Divine Dragon, there is a vessel for the Fell Dragon, and they seek to revive their fallen deity.
That's
So what's our
unbelievable.
plan, Uncle?
If this is indeed true, that can only mean that disaster is not too far away. I think we should form the Fire Emblem.
The Fire Emblem? Don't we only have one piece of it?
Indeed we do, my son. That is why I'm sending you on a quest. Your mission is to travel across Celestia and collect the remaining pieces from the 3 other kingdoms.
Wait. You want me to do it?
This is a perfect opportunity to show this kingdom what their future king is capable of.
Surely Olivia has best foot for this. I mean, like...
So you'll have me and my army stationed here?
Precisely, Olivia.
Hey,
Consider it done. I shall escort Zack to Equinoxia and return back here.
don't I get a say in this?
Nope. Now pack your things. We depart for Equinoxia.
Aquanaxia.
But before you go, take this. Take it. Godfrey will aid you on your journey. I would feel much better knowing it was in your hands anyways.
I won't let you down, Father.
Stand tall, my son. The people of Lunaire and I believe in you. Oh, and try to avoid confrontation with the other kingdoms. The last thing this kingdom needs right now is another war.
Despite his many doubts, Zack knows that he can't let his father down. So the army packs their things and departs for Equinoxia. And so begins the tale of Zacharias and his band of ne'er-do-wells.
What's
A
wrong with
story
friends,
that-
bitch? You guys are my friends. What do you mean?
Of friends. A story that has been passed on from generation to generation. The rise of a legendary new king. Zacharias and his army depart from... I almost just said depart. Zacharias departs.
The poop.
Zacharias and his army depart for Equinoxia with the guidance of Olivia. As they travel, Zacharias chats with Olivia.
It's been a while, Liv. How things been?
Same old boring royal work. The Moon Festival was supposed to be my nice break after the piles of paperwork I've been doing recently. Of course, I can't even get that break since all of this happened.
Yikes. Sorry to hear that.
I mean, if I had to choose between doing all of that crap or leading our little prince on his quest to save the world from undead creatures, I think the latter half sounds much cooler.
I thought royal ladies such as yourself were more into flowers or ballroom dancing.
Oh, shit.
Gods, no. That stuff is so boring.
Greg.
Shit, sorry, I forgot I was muted. I see now where my lord gets all this from.
I don't remember inviting a snooping Gregory into this conversation.
Please, my lady. You know it's my job to snoop about everything related to the prince.
Oh, and you are way too good at it. Maybe if you toned it down a bit, you wouldn't have had so many gray hairs growing.
What? The moment I tone it down is the moment that I draw my last breath. I must be vigilant for my lord's sake.
I know. I'm just teasing, Greg. But seriously, Zach, we have to work on that self-doubt problem of yours.
What? I just don't think I'm nowhere near ready to lead a country.
Is this about you not being as good as your father?
It's not that part. It's the lead this country as you part. I mean, what if the me isn't good enough? I mean, be myself. I'm just some lazy prince that's all talk and no bite.
The you is good enough. You may not see it, but you and everyone else in this army knows you are capable of great things. Trust me, when have I ever been wrong?
Multiple times.
Fair. But I'm definitely not wrong here. Right, Greg?
She's absolutely right, my lord. You would make a lovely king.
See, two knuckleheads can't be wrong about the same thing, can they?
Fair point, I guess. Guys, is it me or is that road just covered in some massive fog?
The fog we have arrived. Grows stronger. Whoa. That fucking scared me. We've arrived. This is the entrance to Equinoxia. It's surrounded by a blinding fog, so no unwanted outsiders can trespass.
Great. How are we supposed to get past this?
Don't worry. That's why I packed lots of torches for you guys.
I don't think this will completely solve our problem, but it's better than nothing.
And And this is where I part ways with you all.
Already?
Well, I can't leave my station for too long, especially after what just happened at the festival. Safe travels, Zach. Keep an eye on him, Greg.
As always, my lady. Safe travels.
Thanks, Liv. I'll try to work on that problem of mine.
Good. Now, off I go.
As Olivia leaves, a loud roar comes from within the fog.
There we go.
That
I
came from the
did
fall.
like the sound of that.
It might be one of the fallen.
Fallen.
That is the name we came up with for those vile creatures. It seems like they were walking corpses being manipulated by some dark magic.
Freaky.
It wasn't me.
Well, let's stay alert, everyone. Stay close and vigilant. That was pretty intense. I didn't know that people of Equinoxia had this problem too.
It seems that the fallen have spread across the entire continent. If this is a common threat, then surely negotiations with the other nations for the emblem pieces should be feasible.
Yeah, let's hope so. I'd rather not fight other nations for those pieces. Well, oh god, I can't speak. Well then, let's enter the kingdom, shall we? I think I can see a city up ahead.
Zacharias and his army finally arrive at the kingdom of Equinoxia. The kingdom is bustling and full of beings called the Ancient.
So, these people are like you, Anza, correct?
Yes, I think.
Okay, sorry. You think? Man, that amnesia of yours is pretty tough.
I guess.
The kingdom of Equinoxia is home to the Ancients, a race said to have been here since the Great Dragon War, with the ability to transform into animal-like creatures.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, I've never really been outside the Nair before, but I remember during your geography class you mentioned these people. It's much cooler seeing a whole bunch of them in person.
It amazes me that you were actually remembering something from one of my classes.
Hey, I'm surprised too. Didn't you also say that the royal family is kind of stingy with trade and sharing the land?
Keep it down, my lord. But yes, they are indeed greedy. The other kingdoms have tried to negotiate for years to try and gain some land from this nation with no dice. Even something as little as wanting a small amount of more goods for trade is a challenge with them.
That doesn't bode too well for us, if we're trying to get an emblem piece from them.
No, it doesn't. But as I've stated before, hopefully with the given recent circumstances, they might turn the other way. Then again, your negotiating skills, my lord, are, how do I say?
Equivalent to horse dung?
Well, I wouldn't say it like that, but yes, let's go with that. Like horse dung.
Relax, Greg. I got this. I mean, just look at the smile.
That is a nice smile. My lord, now is not the time to be joking. We have to come up with a plan.
Trust me, I got this.
Do you even know their native tongue?
They don't speak English?
Oh, gods. Thankfully, I was trained to learn this language. Situation these, I have a degree. Probably Anza can help too. Oh, wait. She has the old amnesia thing.
Clutching it out like always, Greg. Now, let's see if we get in an audience with with the royal family. What's up, Greg?
Nothing. I thought I felt someone watching us.
How exactly does this ancient language sound?
I didn't really have a headcanon, to be honest. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Zacharias and the others head to the main castle and are stopped by two guards. The two guards are speaking in ancient language.
What did they say, Greg?
They basically want us to state our business. Allow me.
Gregory speaks in their native language and explains the situation. The two guards nod to each other and step aside.
It seems like they will allow us an audience. The guards mentioned that they've been losing a lot of their army to them, along with other problems.
Good work, Greg.
They head into the castle and are greeted by a female ancient seated on a
female?
I see that you, human. I shall speak in your tongue. You speak before Queen of Equinoxia, Kana. State business.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, we're going that. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Highness. My name is Zacharias von Leonhard. Along with my retainer, Gregory, and my army, I'll cut to the chase. We need your help. As you've probably seen, the Fallen have been terrorizing our continent. It is only a matter of time before they bring ruin upon our land. My father has sent me to collect all the pieces of the Fire Emblem, in hopes of stopping their common enemy.
That was very well executed, my lord. Keep it up.
Told you I got this. Now all she needs to do is say yes.
No. Fire Emblem is a sacred item given by Divine Dragon. If put in hands of human, we'll only use it for greed and war.
Like hell we would. Do you not see what's going on out there?
My lord, calm down. You're doing so well.
I do. But if we give you humans the Fire Emblem, we might be in even more trouble.
Listen, lady. I don't know what you got against us, but we aren't going to use it for evil, I swear.
How can we trust you? The last time we trusted humans, an all-out war broke out. I barely even know you. For all I know, you could be Crescento's spy.
I don't have to do this, but you leave me with no choice.
My lord, what are you...
Here comes the smolder.
Oh my god!
He basically tries to raise it up.
Oh my god, the 3 silence.
Go ahead, Connor.
My lord, what in the world are you doing?
Like you had any brother ideas.
I can think of at least 5 solutions you could have used to de-escalate the situation.
Oh, gods! I needed that laugh. You sure you're not the royal jester? Because you're very funny. I like you. Zacharias, was it?
Yes, your majesty.
I'll tell you what. I will hear you out on your proposition, seeing as Dark Creature problem has caused many issues for Kingdom. On one condition.
That being?
You must join Feast.
We must join Feast?
I may not trust humans too well, but I do find them very funny. Especially their tiny alcohol tolerance. Beat me at a drinking contest and I will hear you out.
That's easy. Easy challenge, your majesty.
My lord, you should...
Wonderful! You will make me laugh lots when you lose. See you tonight, Zacharias.
Oh, I won't lose. Right, Greg?
My lord, this is a bad idea. 1, you get drunk very easily, and 2, you're up against an ancient. They can drink barrels of that stuff and would still be fine.
They can? When did you tell me?
Your big mouth didn't even give me the chance. Let's just pray they go easy on us tonight.
As the army is about to leave, Kana notices an ancient amongst the group.
Hold one moment. You seem familiar.
Let's get rid of funny footsteps.
Funny footsteps!
Okay.
There we go.
Hold one moment. You seem familiar.
Who, me?
Yes, you, fellow ancient.
Anna starts to speak in ancient tongue. Despite her amnesia, Anza is able to respond back to her.
So you do speak our language. You seem familiar. Ah, I remember. You from tribe of Manakete. But I remember them all being killed off by filthy humans during Plague 15 years ago. Yet you still live.
I don't remember.
It seems we have catching up to do. Let us discuss more during the feast.
Okay.
Okay, before
Zack and his army wander around the kingdom until night. They walk through a huge crowd of people gathered at the center of the kingdom, near the front of the castle.
I can't see the script anymore.
Yeah, sorry, I had to increase the volume, sorry.
Okay. People of Equinoxia, tonight under this beautiful full moon the dragons have bestowed upon us, I will go against Prince Boy and his army in a drinking contest. The rules are simple. Whoever gets drunk first loses. Since I feel generous, Prince Boy can have one other person help him.
How sweet of you to go easy on me. But the pride of yours will be your undoing. I choose.
Drunk!
Zach is like... Zach's like on like 2 or 3. He's like, oh god. But Anza
Lightweight!
is
Lightweight!
completely unfazed. And as Kana's just drinking, she's just like... looks at her with like a sweat in her, like her under her brow. She's like, how many more do I need to drink to win against this woman? And
Wait, I got you.
Did I say the line, the like narrator line on here?
no, there's not yet.
Can I have another?
I love that. But Kana's just confused. She's like, how? And after a while, she passes out. You guys win? Good job.
Congratulations.
But
After the contest, Zack and his army actually had a good time hanging out with the ancients. Kana takes a big swig of water while she's talking to Zack and says,
Zacharias, you alright for human. It odd. Usually when I talk to human, they look at me and my people with fear. With you, you treat us like we are no different.
Because we aren't. Our cultures and customs may be vastly different, but we're still creatures under the created under the same divine dragon. The same can be said about the other kingdoms too. Honestly, I think it's a beautiful thing that the divine dragon has given us the gift of unity, despite cultural diversity.
You much smarter than I thought you were.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Well then, gather your troops. I shall meet you at castle.
For what?
You want Fire Emblem, yes? Then meet me at castle.
She leaves, but she pulls Anza to the side.
You and I must speak. Come with me.
They both leave.
There you are, Greg. Are you doing alright? Let me guess. You had too much to...
No, that's not it, my lord. I feel like we were being watched again.
It's probably just an alcohol in the air. Now let's go. I was able to convince Her Majesty to give us the Fire Emblem.
Really? That's great news, my lord. Good job.
Told you, I had it under control.
Meanwhile, at the castle, Kana speaks to Anza. Kana speaks to Anza in their native tongue and talks about her past.
Anza, was it? I always believed that the Manakee tribe was practically extinct after that tragedy.
Tribe?
Yes, 15 years ago a deadly plague befell this continent. It took many human lives, but for us, we had the medicinal herbs to help treat it. The humans desired these herbs, but we only had enough for our nation alone.
So, you let them suffer?
It may seem harsh, but as a leader of this nation, you have to think of your people above all else. The humans, of course, didn't take this response kindly and tried to steal from our lands. Crescento had the worst end of it. Their lands are very harsh, and due to the lack of workers being infected by the plague, trade was going nowhere.
That's horrible.
As sad as it may sound, it doesn't justify murder. A rogue band of Crescentians killed your people in an attempt to obtain the cure, and it was presumed that all the Manaketes had died then. We practically almost started another war then, but King Ramon of Lunaire caught wind of this and settled the matter by trading goods in Crescento's place in exchange for their men from militia. Had it not been for King Ramon and his excellent diplomacy skills, I think things would have been different.
They killed my people?
Yes, all those dastardly humans do is ruin things just for their own gain.
But not all humans are bad. Prince Zacharias and everyone aren't like them. Despite me being different, they still treated me like anyone else.
You make a fair point. After tonight, my feelings have changed.
With almost perfect timing, Zack and his army head into the castle.
Ah, there you are, Zack. I know I had my doubts, but I will reconsider my previous refusal. If puny humans such as yourself can beat me in drinking contest, they must be truly something.
That belongs to Crescento.
Out of nowhere, a mysterious figure appears and tries to snatch the Fire Emblem piece. Due to the fast reflexes of Queen Kana, however, the attacker is unsuccessful.
What? Who are you?
I was hoping you would resist.
Suddenly, a guard barges into the room.
Your Majesty! A large group of Crescentian soldiers suddenly appeared.
He is killed by a Crescentian soldier. A whole army enters the room.
Gods! What is the meaning of this?
We're done bending to your heel. For the lies you've cost us, the least you can do is give us the Fire Emblem.
This is madness. This is a declaration of war.
War?
This is perfect, really. Your people has terrorized my people for too long. Sending spies and rogue groups like you own this land. I have bitten my tongue and turned away for too long. But if it's a war you want, a war is what you will get.
He and the hooded man fight.
We have to help her.
Then let's clear a path.
Greg, watch out!
Zacharias defends Gregory and kills a soldier. For some bizarre reason, after doing so, Zacharias' hair glows red for a sliver of a second.
Dear gods!
Greg, are you alright?
Yeah, it's nothing. Let us help Her Majesty out.
It can't be. The dragons really do favor me today.
Eyes on me.
He swings at him, but misses.
Come on, everyone, let's go. Zach and them are like clashing, ting, ting, ting. And then he basically knocks the weapon out of his hand. It's over. State your name before we cut you down. I will do no such thing, Zacharias. Ta-ta for now. Where did he go? How did he know my name?
In all fairness, my lord, you are the Prince of Lunar. Anyways, Your Majesty, are you alright?
I'm fine. Those Crescentian dogs are done for. I shall gather my troops and...
Let's not act so hastily, Your Majesty.
Why stop me? Are you working with them?
Of course I'm not. What I'm saying is to calm down. Think about it. Whoever's behind this wants to provoke you into a war. If Crescento really wanted to start one, they would have sent a full army. Not just some band of spies.
That band had the members of an army. How many lives must they take before I take action?
Look, I understand you're upset, but if you play into their hands and give them the war that they want, you will cost more lives.
Very true, my lord. It is peculiar how they have only been sending spies in small armies. It's almost like they aren't even taking orders from the king.
Leave it to us, Your Majesty. I will personally speak with the Crescentian king and see what's happening.
Fine. I shall allow you this chance, but only this chance. If you do not report back to me soon, I will have assumed that tonight was declaration of war. Here.
She hands him a piece of the fire emblem.
You really giving this to me?
My feelings towards you humans are still questionable, but I at least trust you, Zacharias. I want to believe in this unity despite cultural diversity. Don't make me regret this decision.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I swear I'll fix all of this.
I have faith that you will, Zacharias. I have paid for a local inn for you to rest at. Good luck.
I won't let you down.
Zack and his army head to the inn.
Hey, Greg, seriously. I've seen you make many faces before, but I've never seen like that one earlier. What happened?
My lord, truly it was nothing. Now, let us get some rest.
If you say so.
After a long, deserved rest, Zacharias and his army head to the harsh lands of Crescento. Meanwhile, at Castle Zeltron, the king is speaking to his son. How many times must I tell you, Griffin? Stop sending your forces to Equinoxia. The last thing our kingdom needs at the moment is a full-scale war.
How many times must I tell you, father, that we must take action? After the plague 15 years ago, our kingdom has been left in shambles. We lost workers to mine for trade, we have almost no resources for food, our mines are almost reaped of all its riches, and worst of all, we have to beg for every other nations for everything.
You fail to realize that if we start another war, then we would have nothing left.
What is there to lose, father? We have the power to do these things. Our militia is the best in all Celestia. We can do this if you just...
I will tolerate this conversation no longer, Griffin. If your brother were here, he would listen to me and act like a prince.
That's all you talk about is him. I bet you wished he was alive over me.
I do. He would have made a perfect king for this nation, but I'm left here with a mistake for a prince.
Then why don't you choose any one of your many children? I mean, with all those wives you have a lot of options to work with.
Enough! We are done with this conversation. Another stunt like this and I'll have you disowned.
You have no spine. You're unworthy of the crown upon your head.
Prince Griffin leaves and walks down the castle way. He is greeted by his retainer, Tatiana.
I assume things went well with your father?
I'm surprised you didn't hear any of my anger from down the hall.
Oh, I most definitely did, my prince.
You have let my fool of a father ruin this country long enough. Something must be done about this.
My prince, I understand your frustration, but starting a war? I mean, do we even have the resources to last the first few weeks?
Tanya, do you not believe in our dream?
Of course, I still do, my prince, but...
Then we must do this. only the strong can survive? Where is the choice in that? You have two options to Crescento. Be strong or die. With that logic, then that means that the weak are left with nothing. My people deserve better than this. They deserve to be free to do anything.
You are right. If this is the only way to change this nation and to achieve our dream, then so be it. Anyways, I come to you because I've been given reports of a small army marching towards our castle. They say a blue-haired boy is leading them.
Interesting. Let's go pay them a visit, shall we?
I shall ready your steed, my prince.
We're almost there, my lord. Castle Zeltron is within our reach.
Good. This wasn't an easy trek. Say, is half our army from here? What's it like to be back home? And,
I didn't think I'll be back this soon.
The air here is just like I remember.
I hope my village is okay.
This smells.
see. Well, it must be great to be back. I mean, if you have some time, I would love to visit some of your homes.
They approach a bridge, but it is covered with soldiers that are armed.
Uh-oh, my lord. It appears they are ready to stab us if we step a single foot onto that bridge.
Trust me, I got this. Word last time would work again.
If it's that smolder thing again, I will personally turn us around.
Look, that's a last resort thing. Let's just tell them that we mean no harm. My name is Zacharias von Leonard. I'm the Prince of Linaire. I come to speak to your king about the recent incidents that transpired in Equinoxia. The prince. The king himself couldn't come. Father is busy at the moment with the given following problem. I'm sure you guys are aware of it too, Mr. That's Prince Griffin to you, boy. Oh, my sincere apologies, dear prince. Well, hey, this is pretty cool, huh? You know, two princes of two great nations meeting. You think you and I are equals? I mean, yeah, I'm a prince. You're a prince. I'm not talking about our titles, boy. I'm talking about our strength. If you truly wish to meet with the king, then you shall prove to me that you are the real deal. Oh, let's take it easy now. I don't want to fight you guys again. Yeah. I mean, your men came to Equinoxia and terrorized the feast they were having. Along with this and your given fallen problem, I really need to speak to your father. So if you could just, then I have more reason to fight you. You killed some of my people. They also killed. What do you expect was going to happen? Enough of this babbling. Let's have our swords do the talking for us. Fine then. Have it your way.
My prince, is this really necessary?
Didn't you tell me before to work on my anger issues? Well, this is a good way to relieve stress, right?
Most people take a nice stroll to do that, but sure. Whatever makes you happy, my prince.
Good. Now to arms, Tanya. So they're like kind of like duking it out, and then Zach is just like, "Arrgh! Arrgh!" And then Prince Griffin is gonna just gets disarmed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's checkmate, Your Majesty. Much as I hate to admit it, it would seem so. Everyone put down your arms. The boy has proven his worth.
His army follows his orders, and they return to their posts.
It seems that despite my strength and my army beside me, I was unable to defeat you. Trust me, it wasn't easy. It really is true that your militia is the best in Celestia. Tanya, my retainer, will escort you all to Father's throne. I would like a word with that man over there.
He points to Safrano.
Who, me?
Yes, you. I remember you now. We have some catching up to do.
Alright. I guess I'll be back, everyone.
No, okay. Just meet us at the throne room when you guys are done.
If you all will follow me, please.
Prince Griffin leads Safrano into a war council room.
I recognize your face. Weren't you one of those applicants for the malicious strategist?
That is correct, my lord. I'm surprised you remember.
Tell me, why is that you have sworn oaths to a different nation? Betraying one's country like this is most uncouth.
If I may speak honestly, Your Majesty, I simply don't agree with your campaign. Since our ideals don't align with each other, I wanted to use my talents elsewhere.
A foolish decision. Do you not see your people suffering?
I'm well aware. My village is no exception to that. But by starting a war, not only will many of our people suffer, you're also subjecting another country to the same fate ours is struggling through.
Then tell me, Soprano, what do you think we should do?
Well, if we just negotiate...
Don't even bother finishing that sentence. It has and will never go anywhere, no matter how many times we try.
Then how about we ask Lunaire for help?
And give up more of our militia for King Ramon to just slightly change our trade with Equinoxia? No thanks. Lunaire thinks they can create an equal environment for Celestia, but in reality, they are just some egotistical bastards.
Then,
Face it, there is no other answer. It must be done. Unless you thought of another idea.
If I had that answer, maybe we wouldn't be having this conversation in the first place.
As I thought. Well, whatever those reasons may be, if you had any sort of allegiance towards your country, I would leave that band of naive fools you call an army. This country is on the verge of great change soon, and I'd love to have my fellow Crescentian at my side when that happens.
I'm sorry, Your Highness, but I can't join you. My allegiance lies with Prince Zacharias and his quest for peace.
You cannot be serious. Do you not care for your country you are born into? A new era is coming soon for Celestia. Please ask you to reconsider. When the time comes, I will allow you to one more chance to join the right side. I bid thee farewell. I have pressing matters to attend to.
Prince Griffin leaves. Meanwhile, Zacharias is led by Tatiana to the throne room. Ah, Prince Zacharias, welcome to Crescento.
Greetings, Your Majesty. You know me?
You probably won't remember me since you are very small, but when your father visited, he brought you along. Now you've grown into a fine young man.
Thank you. Now, I don't want to waste your time, but we are here to be...
You're here for the Fire Emblem piece, correct? Your father sent a message about it. We will gladly contribute to the cause. Those fallen creatures have disturbed our home as of late. They have been causing us nothing but trouble. If giving you the piece means that we can get rid of them, then so be it.
That would be wonderful, Your Majesty.
But of course! Your father always helped me maintain the peace in this great continent. It's the least we can do.
So, where is it if you don't mind me asking?
That's the only thing. Follow me.
Oh, okay. Is it ready?
Yes, sire. It was nice of those Equinoxian scum to let us borrow this stuff.
Excellent. What of the prisoner?
He's still unconscious.
Good. We are one step closer to achieving greatness, my friend.
Indeed, my lord. We will no longer live like this. I shall go check on our Equinoxian prisoner.
The mage leaves. Tatiana enters.
My prince, what is going on? Is that what I think it is?
Indeed it is, Tanya. Soon our dream will be within reach, and Celestia will bear witness to a new era of Crescento.
But Griff, I mean, my prince, isn't this going a bit too far? You aren't going to use that on...
Tanya, do you trust me?
Of course. With every fiber of my being, but...
Then you will trust my plan. This has to be done. We will wait no longer. No hesitation!
If this is the path you shall walk, then I will walk it with you.
Glad to hear. Now we will wait until the boy and father return.
Zack meets up with the rest of his army as the king leads them to the top of a volcano.
Whoa. Why are we all the way up here?
A piece of the Fire Emblem has been safely kept within this temple, at the top of this volcano. You must pass the trial that my ancestors have left to guard this sacred item.
Trial, you say? What is it we must do?
An army composed of apparitions will appear. Defeat them in battle and you will be guaranteed your peace. Be careful, the lava does tend to rise. I wouldn't want the Prince of Lunaire to be bested by some lava. Anyway, good luck. After the trial, you can join me for supper. He leaves.
if you told me a while back that I was going to be fighting some ghost over a pit of lava for a piece of the Emblem, I would say you were insane. But here we are.
Let's just get this over with. The faster we get this done, the faster I don't melt in this armor.
Finally, it's over. God, I can't stand this heat.
Look, my lord.
A pedestal rises from the ground. With it, a piece of the fire emblem reveals itself.
Nice. 2 down, 1 more to go.
Excellent work, everyone. I think we should take up that offer by the king. We could all use some rest after today.
You said it, Greg. Let's get out of here.
After besting the trial of the Crescentian ancestors, Zacharias and his army returned to the castle. Prince Zacharias, you have returned! With an emblem piece in hand, I see. Wonderful. I knew you could do it.
I've never sweated so much. Ever, Your Majesty. The volcano, the fighting, the trek back. I could really use that supper of yours.
Don't worry, my dear boy. It's on the way. Please, relax. I will summon you all when it is ready.
Sounds good to me, Your Majesty.
As everyone is doing their own thing while awaiting supper, Safrano is seen pacing back and forth in the halls, muttering things to himself. Volley, Alexander, and Toby take notice. Hey, don't you guys think that Safrano's been acting strange recently? What do you think the prince and him were talking about?
I don't know. I honestly don't care. Could you two stop following me?
I want to talk with the prince. That way we can have a duel and see who's stronger.
You have fun with that. Bye.
Hey, Volley, get back here! Come on, man. He also leaves, while Toby walks up to Safrano.
Is everything alright, Mr. Soprano? You've been lost in your own world for a while now.
Huh? Oh, hey, Toby. Sorry, I didn't see you there. What did you say?
You know what you need right now? Stop thinking so much. When I think too much about stuff, it makes my head hurt. So I just stop thinking and it makes me feel better.
I don't think it's that simple, but I guess I could try at least. Thanks, Toby.
He nods and smirks to himself. That is, after some time, Zack and the others join King Arthur for a very large and appetizing supper. Well done! Well then, my friends, dig in! They all do so. Find the food to be quite extraordinary.
Man, I haven't eaten good food like this in a while. Thanks, Your Majesty.
Anything to maintain friendship between our two nations. I mean, between us, my boy.
I must say, the tea here is most refreshing. I must ask the staff what blend they were using.
I don't get how you can like this stuff, Mr. Greg. It tastes pretty bitter to me. But don't you have this dessert instead?
Toby, what do we say about having ice cream? You know your little stomach can't handle that much.
Yeah, Toby, try eating that when you have an iron belly like me. I can eat 20 tubs of ice cream and still be standing.
Wow, I wish I could do that.
You don't seriously believe he can eat all of that?
With the amount of cake I've seen him eat, I honestly believe it.
See? Mithril's got my back.
No way one man can consume that much before he starts to vomit.
Oh yeah? Watch me. Toby, hand me a Huh? Alexander looks to where all the dessert was, but sees that is entirely gone. Anza is seen standing next to the once table of sweet dreams.
Anza? Did you seriously eat all of that?
Did I? I don't remember.
You can't amnesia your way out of this one, I'm afraid.
Yeah, Anza. Learn to control your appetite.
Zack has some cookie crumbs on his face.
My lord, you can't scold Anza like that if you yourself did the same thing.
I wasn't gonna eat the whole thing myself, so I had Anza help me eat.
Did you at least save any cake for me? King Arthur chuckles at his circus act. All of a sudden, he starts to cough really badly.
Your Majesty, are you alright?
Yes, my dear boy. Not sure where that came from. Anyway, before you turn in for the night, you must join us in the ballroom.
Oh, what's going on?
As much as I despise my foolish son I call a prince, he does know how to dance. He's arranged for one in celebration of your recent achievement.
Despise?
Yes, Griffin is a fool. He has this childish temper that he can't seem to get rid of, and he always makes irrational decisions. Like recently, he sent out forces to attack Equinoxia.
He did?
He's been on edge recently, with the given times of our great nation. He thinks a full-on war will solve our problems. How foolish. Our best solution is to bend the knee and answer to those that support our cause, such as Lunaire. Speaking of which, make sure to put in a good word for me when you return home to your father.
I will. Your Highness, are you sure you're alright? Your face is pale.
I think I'm just tired is all. I shall attend to my chambers and lie down for a bit. You and your friends enjoy the dance. He leaves and Zack and the others head to the ballroom. This grand room contains a massive crowd of people in finely dressed clothing. Some nice music is playing in the background by a small band. Amidst the crowd, Zacharias sees that everyone is circling around two people in the middle. As he gets closer, he realizes that it's Prince Griffin and Tatiana dancing together. The king was right. Prince Griffin was quite the dancer. His graceful movement was almost perfectly in sync with Tatiana. Everyone around Zacharias is also awestruck by Griffin and his dancing partner, almost like time stopped for the two of them. They then conclude their dance and walk towards the balcony.
Thank you, Tanya, for the lovely dance.
I'm honestly surprised I even remembered how to dance. It's been so long. You know, at that moment, I was reminded of how we started talking to each other.
Yes. You and I were quite young back then. I honestly had no clue how to talk to a retainer, especially one that didn't talk much. I'm glad you remember that. It's a fond memory.
Of course I wouldn't forget about that, my prince. That was when I, that was when I gained the, confidence to speak to you.
Well, I am glad that I was able to push you out of your comfort zone. Pardon me, Tanya, but I'll be right back.
Oh? I'll come with you.
I think it'd be best if you stayed here.
Why?
Tanya, that is an order.
As you wish, my prince.
Thank you. I shall return soon.
He leaves and heads towards the king's chambers. The guards that are in front of the door notice who's approaching and say,
"It seems to be working, my lord. Looked very pale before walking in there. He's been coughing non-stop."
I see. Let me in. You keep watch and make sure no one enters this area until I say so.
"Of course, my lord."
They open the door for him and close it behind him. In front of the prince lies his critically ill father. The king, despite his current health, manages to say something. "Is that you, Griffin?"
Yes. It is I. It is, father.
I don't know what's overcome me. Ugh.
You poor thing, father. I almost feel bad now that I see you like this.
What are you going on about?
Isn't it obvious, you spineless baboon? This isn't just an illness, it's poison.
Poison? How did you even manage to—
Oh, I just borrowed some from our neighboring nation. Sprinkle a little bit of it in your dinner. Ironic, isn't it? The poisonous king who has let this great nation rot will die from a deadly toxin.
How dare you call me that?
Please. It was disgusting seeing you act like that in front of the boy. You are such a faker, it hurts.
What if I'm spoiling the boy? It's called survival. If we maintain good relations with those with power and behave, we can survive.
Even in death, you still lie. You have never once thought as good of this country. You only care for yourself. As long as you can maintain this image of a king, kind and strong and noble king, this country can burn for all you care. The current state of this nation is proof of your own selfishness.
And what's wrong with that? They will sing songs of me, of how great I was. If it wasn't for your brother dying on me, I would have had a powerful legacy.
The people scorn at the mere thought of you. This nation's a little shambles under your rule. You let all the other nations walk over you so that you don't have to do anything. You think doing nothing is saving us, but in reality has done nothing but harm us even further. A king who does nothing is not a good king. They are just a deadbeat.
You are no king, Griffin. You're just a stain. You'll never be strong enough to change this country. You are still that weak little boy.
Pathetic and too pathetic shell of a man. No longer will you hold this country back.
I agree, Your Majesty. Out of thin air comes a hooded man.
Adam, there you are. Where have you been?
Well, I had to get away from those filthy ancient dogs somehow. Don't worry, I just killed them to have no more witnesses.
Adam Gilmore, notorious serial killer posing as my strategist. Your name precedes you quite well.
I have brought you the ancient prisoner. I had to knock the poor guy out since he was screaming so much. Now all we have to do is get some witnesses and falsified evidence. And it'll be like you had nothing to do with this.
Good. I've been gone for too long. I trust that you will handle this.
Easily, Your Majesty.
Then I leave you to it. Watch Crescento as your real king has arrived.
He leaves and makes his way to the ballroom. Meanwhile, Zacharias is walking and socializing. He spots Tatiana looking out a balcony by herself. He approaches.
Hey, Tanya, was it? Tatiana, was it?
Oh,
can't even
good
remember
evening,
my
my
name.
lord. Did you need something?
No, nothing in particular. I was just wondering what you were doing. You just, I don't know. You seem sad.
I've just got a lot on my mind at the moment.
Lay it on me. I've been told I'm a good listener. Well, at least mine. Shut up.
Why? Are you trying to pull something on me?
No, of course not. I just want help.
We don't even know each other.
Since when does knowing each other have to be a reason to help someone?
Maybe getting an outsider's perspective can help me. Tell me, Prince Zacharias, how do you interpret the Crescentian creed, only the strongest can survive?
Interpret it? I think it stinks.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, why do only the strong have to survive? Isn't it the duty of those that are strong to serve those who are weak?
Not necessarily. They have no obligation to help those in need.
True, they don't. But if those that are strong can't even help those that are unfortunate, doesn't that mean that they are also weak?
You know, that's what Prince Griffin believes in. The strong have to help those that are weak. That's why it's his dream to change this country. So that the weak will no longer be bound by the Crescentian motto. So they don't have to choose to be strong or die.
He seems like he's quite passionate about that. At least, that's what the king told me.
He most certainly is. After what he's been through, it changed his whole perspective on life.
What he's been through?
I've said too much.
Oh, come on. You can't leave me hanging. Talking about me behind my back is quite disgraceful, Tanya.
My prince, I meant no offense. I was just...
Calm yourself, Tanya. It was merely a jest. I want to speak with the boy about this anyways. You didn't? Trust me. There's a point to this. Now, where do I begin? In Crescento, it's not uncommon for a king to have multiple wives. For my father, rather, he had countless ones. Not because he loved them or was attracted to them, but so that he could obtain a child that was worthy enough for the throne. My father is a spineless fool. He only did it so that scholars would write about him, and his son's success in history books. After the children are born, The wives were cast aside so that the children would be so attached. If a girl was born, they were casted aside as well. A foolish decision, really. Take Tanya, for example. She's just as strong as any of my men, if not stronger. Honestly, though, I envy them. They don't have to deal with any of this. Anyways, the boys were put through hellish trials to determine who was the greatest successor. I had an older brother, and we were both talented enough to make it to the top of the eligible successors. I was quite skilled, but my brother was even more gifted than I was by a long shot. After years and years of this, my brother and I were the only 2 children left standing. But this battle at the top wasn't entertaining enough for my father, so he had one final test to determine the victor. A battle to the death. After all that blood, sweat, and tears of making it to this point, only to kill the only person who cared about you during these trials. I had no choice. I had a choice. Kill my brother, to obtain the throne, or to die in his hands. The pressure got to me, as I couldn't even let the blade towards my brother. And even if I did have any ounce of fight in me, he would have decimated me. So, I quit. I let my brother take the position. It was for the best. He was fit for king. And I could finally meet my own mother. Fate, however, has quite the sense of humor. Soon after his coronation, the plague struck all over Celestia and took my brother's life. With him gone, my father had no choice but to choose me as his heir, as I was his second best choice. Wow, that's quite the story. I had no idea your father was like that. My father has always seen me as the weak boy who ran away from destiny. And he may be right about that. But one thing is certain. As a future heir to the throne, I will not let this opportunity pass. I will change this country. I will bring its people what it deserves. Land, food, jobs, and most importantly, the freedom to choose. Back then, I had no choice but to fight and become the strongest. My people should never have to choose between life and death like this on a daily basis. As a future king of Lunaire, you must have also seen this imbalance of strengths between nations. Something must be done about this. Equinoxia will not even spare a single inch of land to us, and Celonia just responds to our trade offers with higher prices. I asked you to consider helping us in the war that is to come. War?
So, my prince, you actually did it. If this is what must be done, then so be it.
Yes, boy. With your help, we can finally give Crescenta what it deserves and create a new Celestia that is truly equal. We will take the lands of Equinoxia for ourselves and then make way for the riches that Stelonia hides beneath its sand. Equal? It just sounds like you're doing this for yourselves. What choice do we have but a war? Don't even think about saying, oh, you'll peacefully negotiate with other nations. So you're telling me that this future Celestia of yours is built upon the blood of others? If that is what needs to be done, then yes. Tatiana told me that you too believe in my idea of sentient creed. But I see now that was a lie. You say that you use your strength to protect the weak, but in reality, you use your strength to end the lives of countless others. A sin that makes you the weakest of men. Lunaire would never help such a cause. Open your eyes, boy. You seriously can't be this naive. To bring about great change, to make your dreams a reality, you must fight for it with everything you've got. I've had enough of this conversation. I see now that we will never be eye to eye.
Before Prince Griffin speaks again, Adam appears. Ah, there you are, my prince. I've come to...
Perfect timing, Adam. Escort these people out of this castle. Hey, you can't just shove us away like that. At least let us say goodbye to the king. You need not worry about that. I'm sure you will understand. Adam, Take these people to Salodius so they can get the last Fire Emblem piece or whatever. Just get them out my sight.
As you wish, my prince. This way, everyone. Adam escorts Zack and his army out of the castle.
Something must be done about that boy. I sense that he'll be a big threat in not so far future.
Despite it being late, Adam takes the party on a long trek towards Mount Golgathon. As they make their way there, Zack confronts their new guide.
So, Adam, was it? I feel like you and I have met before, but I don't know how.
I don't know either, my lord. After all, we are from two different kingdoms.
True, I guess. So, what's your story?
A long one. One that you don't need to hear.
Not even a short version of it?
I'm an ex-convict who is now the strategist for Prince Griffin. Satisfied?
Ex-convict? You're saying a psychopath is leading us?
A pretty smart and handsome one, I might add.
Enlighten me on how this was allowed?
Beats me. The prince came to my prison one day and recognized my brilliant mind. Could be used for something other than killing people.
You used to kill people?
Oh yeah, quite a lot of them too. Lost count though. But hey, I mean, who's keeping track?
You're insane.
And smart and handsome. Come on, people. At least get me right. I just told you guys this.
Look, the faster we get to our destination, the faster we lose this nut job.
They continue hiking up the mountain until they come across an abandoned village. Let's keep moving.
Hold just one moment, Adam. This would be a good place to take shelter for the night. It's late. It is only going to get colder as we...
We're not staying here. Now move it, people.
Somebody help! Did you guys hear that? There are still some people here. They might need our help. Let's go help.
Why here, of all places?
I think that's all of them.
Thank you, travelers. Those things just showed up out of nowhere.
It is no problem, my good sir. I am most curious. I have never heard of people living here on this mountain.
Well, you see, we are...
Disciples of Eclipse.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me right. And thanks to you dastards, you ruined our trip to salvation.
Salvation? Those things were trying to kill you.
If that is the fallen dragon's desire, then it is our destiny. Apparently I am the only devout one since all of you decided off the will of Eclipse.
I mean, we still believe in them, Chief, but this is taking it a little too far.
And so what of it? This was a test of faith and you all failed it. Now, hold one moment.
He looks past Zacharias and Gregory and sees Adam.
Adam, is that you?
You must be mistaking me for another. Now if you'll excuse us.
It is you. Where's your father? Or your brother? They should be with you, right?
They are both dead.
Dead? This can't be. I mean, your father is possible, but your brother... That simply cannot be. I mean, he can...
Almost out of nowhere, a fallen appears and attacks the chief before he can finish his sentence. The villagers are in shock, but he is just laughing.
Finally, I will be the one with the fallen one. Truly this...
He is cut off again by the fallen, although this time no more words escape his lips. He has been killed by the fallen. Adam obliterated upon seeing a chance to strike.
Chief! What the hell? I thought we got rid of them all.
I was pretty sure of that as well. That thing came out of nowhere.
It doesn't matter now. What's done is done. Move on.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I should have done something. I was too slow to even react.
It's fine. Not like it was your fault. How about we get you guys a place to stay? You must be exhausted.
Thanks, but no thanks. We are leaving.
We will gladly take up your offer.
If the prince allowed it, I would have you all buried 6 feet under by now. As Zacharias and his army settle in for the night, King Ramon receives a message at the Kingdom of Lunaire.
Your Majesty, a letter was sent in for you. The sender is unknown.
How very strange. Let me read it.
Suddenly, as the king reads the letter, his face becomes pale.
Is everything all right, Your Majesty?
Summon Olivia and ready a boat for me.
Your Majesty, is everything all right? Where are you even going?
It's a personal matter. Ready the sails for Stelonia.
Meanwhile, at the kingdom of Crescento.
You sent the letter, I presume.
Of course, my king. But all of this teleporting is taking a toll on my energy.
Trust me, with the upcoming battles ahead, you have more than enough supply of energy. Now then, how is this plan of yours going to work?
Well, you told me you wanted two things. To throw Stelonia in disarray and do something about Lunaire's prince.
Correct. Stelonia, despite its peaceful environment, has had some civil discourse due to the disagreement of the leader's methods. We could take advantage of this chaos, and maybe even gain some allies if we play our hand right.
Precisely.
As for Lunaire, if their prince has a naive stance on all this, then so must his father and fellow countrymen. This means that they will not help our cause, and will most likely try to fight against us.
Right. Don't even get me started on that prince. Just seeing him pisses me off.
You know the boy?
That's not what's important. Now, what if I told you that my plan accomplishes both things?
I'm all ears, Adam.
Back to our party. In the middle of the night, Mithril gets up to switch watch duty with Zacharias. Zacharias, however, seems to be lost in thought, looking up at the stars.
Prince Zacharias, are you alright?
Huh? Oh, hey, Mithril. Is my shift over already?
Correct. You may rest now. I'll take over.
Actually, it's fine. I don't mind watching for a little bit longer. I can't sleep anyways. Had a bad nightmare again.
Nightmare?
Yeah, it's a common dream of mine where I'm all alone, I get eaten by the fell dragon.
And this is frequent. That can't be good.
Yeah, I have it every now and then. I probably had it since I was stressed out about the village chief getting killed.
I see. Well, you know that his death was beyond your control, right?
You may be right, but if I was just a bit faster, maybe I could have saved him. If my dad were here right now, he would have stopped that from happening in a heartbeat.
Truly, is he really that strong?
Oh yeah, he is. I've never beaten him once in sparring before. My father is the toughest there is. Hell, I don't think I've even seen him cry before. Well, actually, I guess there was that one time.
Was it because you stole a slice of his cake?
Good guess, but no, that's not it. One night, when I was really young, I tried looking for my dad to read me a story about the heroes of legend. I looked around the castle for a while until I found him standing over a grave. I went to approach him, but I noticed that he was silently crying while looking at a gravestone that read out my mother's name. He finally noticed my presence and turned around, wiping the tears from his eyes.
Zacharias, what are you doing here? It's very late. Where is Gregory?
I tried to explain to him that I wanted him to read me a story before I went to bed, but I then asked him why he was so sad. Back then, I always thought that kings never cried. He laughed it off and said,
Well, my son, even kings cry too. It's what they do after their eyes have dried up that makes them kings, right? Why don't we read your story out here, so your mother can hear it too?
And so, he read the story to me. Despite me not knowing my mother, as she had died giving birth to me, it felt like for a moment she was there with us. After my father was done reading my story, he told me something I would never forget.
You know, Zacharias, I like to think that your mother is up there amongst the stars, watching us at this very moment. Whenever I feel stressed out and don't know what to do, I look to the heavens and ask myself, what does she see? I may never know the answer to that, but I will try my hardest to make this world into something I know will make her happy to see. A world full of connection and love.
That's why I'm looking up right now. I'm asking her, what do you see? am I even doing things right?
I know I can't speak for her, but if I were to guess, I think she would be proud of what she sees.
Thanks, Mithril. Sorry for talking your ears out.
No need to apologize, my lord. Long stories are commonplace as a traveling priest. Now get some rest. You'll need it.
I guess you're right. Night, Mithril.
The next day, Zack and his army gather their things in order to prepare for their trip to Selonia for the final piece of the Fire Emblem. However, they do not see Adam
I wonder where that
anywhere.
I wonder where that lunatic went.
Oh, you mean Adam? He wasn't here last night either. I have no idea where he could have gone.
Speaking of him, did you know Adam? It seemed like the chief knew his identity.
I personally don't know him, but
But
if I were to guess by the shock of our chief and the color of his hair, he's probably the chosen fell dragon vessel.
color vessel?
Yes, within our village there exists a family that has the blood of the fell dragon. It has been foretold by our founding fathers that our god will return and use that vessel as a means of redeeming the world. The most redeeming characteristic of them having this blood,
Sorry, my bad.
is their crimson red hair.
It's similar to how the royal family of Vilnair has the blood of the divine dragon, but if that's true, then
Then the fell dragon might return.
Mithril? Oh, you overheard us?
Well, Gregory sent me to get you, but I overheard you talking about the return of the fell dragon. With the recent events of the appearance of the Fallen, it seems like it might be sooner than we thought.
Look, I may not be as devoted as everyone here, but I know that he will return soon. And when he does, I would rather be on the right side.
I wouldn't be too sure about that. If the revival of the fell dragon is true, then so must be the return of the divine dragon.
Ah, a divine follower, I see. Well, I'm not here to debate religion. I was just telling you how I felt about it all. Anyways, I'm glad that he at least survived the massacre.
Massacre?
Do you ever shut up? Enough chit-chat. Let's go.
Well, look who decided to show up. Where have you been?
4 words. None of your business.
You didn't have to come back, you know. You can get to Stelonia perfectly fine without your help.
Prince's orders. Now move it.
Well, thanks again for letting us stay here. I'm sorry again about what happened to your village chief.
It'll be hard without him, but we will manage. Safe travels.
That's what he said.
May Eclipse give you strength.
Let's go, Zacharias.
Alright, this
The
should be
party makes their trek through the mountains, and after a long journey, they can feel the sun above them get hotter.
I can barely feel my legs. Now this heat is making it even worse.
I can carry you if you want, Toby. Anything is possible with these guns.
All those twigs for arms, guns. Now that's funny.
What was that? If you want to fight, I'll gladly accept.
Oh, not again.
Will you all settle down? If you have some energy to argue, use it to walk, please.
Hey, I see someone in the distance.
I see it too. It seems like they are fighting some Fallen. They might need our help.
So much for getting a break. I'm gonna be so sore after all of this. Wait a sec. Is that Olivia? Liv? What are you doing here?
Getting my summer tan early.
Quit messing around, Olivia. Why are you here?
Well, your father got a letter from some unknown sender. He then told me and a handful of my army to come with him. He seemed pretty shaken up by it.
Really? Do you know what was in a letter that spooked him?
No idea. He wouldn't tell me no matter how many times I asked. He's currently at the castle speaking with the chief priest of
That's supposed to be
Stelonia.
church. Ignore that.
Oh.
You think the letter is related to him?
Doubt it. Stelonia is pretty close with us since we carry the divine dragon blood. I think he's just catching up with the chief priest. I didn't want to deal with all that royal air, so I decided to take a stroll outside the city until I bumped into our little friends.
I see. Well, I hope Dad's all right. You might as well join us since we are heading for Stelonia.
Oh, great. More clowns being added to the circus.
Who are you? I don't remember you tagging along.
Trust me, milady. I would rather have all of them in a coffin. But we can't get everything in life.
Alright, seriously, who is this guy? Guess it doesn't matter if I kick his ass.
Whoa! Calm down, Liv. He's just our dumb and ugly tour guide to Stalonia.
Wow, you flipped my qualities around. How cute.
Whatever you say, Zach. I've got my eye on you.
Oh, how lovely. I feel right at home. As Zacharias' party makes their way to Stalonia, King Ramon is speaking with the chief priest at Stalonia's central church.
It has been some time, Father Martin. How have you been?
Please, my friend. Just Martin is fine.
How long has it been since we last spoke? 18 years now?
Just about, but you still look good for your age, old friend.
Haha, why thank you. Although Zacharias tells me all the time to shave off the beard. Speaking of him, he should hopefully be arriving soon.
Oh? Why is that?
I've tasked him with traveling around Celestia to obtain the pieces of the Fire Emblem. As I'm sure you're aware, these fallen creatures have been spreading throughout all of the continent. With the emblem in hand, I believe we may be able to resolve the issue.
Ah, an excellent idea. They have been causing many troubles here in Stalonia.
I have seen that this isn't the only issue. As I was entering the church, I witnessed a pretty big crowd of people protesting outside the central church. Is this common?
Yes, unfortunately. People are still not happy with my decision all those years ago.
You mean the Genesis Order?
Correct. The act passed by me to eradicate all worshippers of the fallen faith.
I know it's not my place to speak, but
I already know what you're going to say, Ramon. You told me the same thing years ago. As you know, despite Lunaire being the central kingdom, its governing power is limited. Lunaire is not to interfere with the affairs of another nation as long as the majority of its people agrees to the decision.
You're right.
Although it's a pity. I've heard that some of them still remain. It seems I'll need to gather troops once more to finish the job.
Martin, you know those children would not have wanted this.
Humans are foolish creatures, Ramon.
What?
The Divine Mother above has graced us with the beautiful ability to love. It was also through her love of humans that we were all created. With the creation of man came our free will, a powerful tool meant to extend our capabilities to love one another. But what did mankind do with that? They used it for greed and pride, all so that they could gain something for themselves. With it, we think of ourselves as gods even. How cruel man is to the Divine Mother. Those who play God, who only think of themselves, always bring upon suffering to others. There is no love in suffering or pain. That means that if the world is full of people like that, then there can be no love in this world. The Divine Mother did not create us for that. It is up to me to punish and eradicate those that oppose her will. I honestly thank her for that day those children at the orphanage died.
Thank her! Those children were murdered, Martin.
All so that the Divine Mother could open my eyes and lead me towards my true calling as chief priest.
If we use your logic, however, you too are playing God, taking away the lives of others and robbing them of their place in this world. Those of the fallen faith may be even the cause of everything that is happening right now, but they can atone for their sins without depriving them of their lives.
That is where you are wrong, Ramon. We may not be gods, but we can speak for them. Please, Ramon, let us discuss this no longer. I must attend to some duties, and you must be exhausted from your journey. I have reserved you in your company's rooms at the best local inn. Please, enjoy your stay here, and I hope that you resolve whatever issue brings you here.
Martin, you've changed. I wasn't there for you when you needed me most. I'm sorry.
The party finally arrives at their destination, the City of the Divine. This is the capital of Stalonia, where lovers of trade and the divine faith inhabit. The city is very lively, and as Zacharias enters, he is greeted by a man named Ezekiel.
And then the girls and I got into a huge bar fight. It was awesome.
Liv, this is why you'll never get a boyfriend.
He punches him in the chest.
Oh!
What was that, Zacky Wacky?
It was nothing.
That's what I thought.
Ah, there you all are.
An older man dressed in priestly clothing approaches the party.
Oh, you were looking for us? Yes, for a while now. You two must be Zacharias and Olivia. My name is Ezekiel, the Vice Chief Priest of Stalonia. our chief priest requested I help guide you all to our inn. A pleasure to meet you, Ezekiel. We were actually here for the Fireland piece, correct? Father Martin would love to give you it, but he is currently very busy today. If it's alright with you, he would like to meet you tomorrow and give it to you. I mean, that works for me.
Well, it looks like my task is complete. I know it saddens you all, but I must depart.
Good riddance. You barely even helped us.
Hey, I most certainly did. There was that one time.
That was the only time!
I know. I'm the best, aren't I?
I really don't like you. Can you just leave us already?
Aw, I miss you too. But I get the feeling we'll meet again soon, Zacharias. After all, our fates are intertwined.
What does that even mean?
Why would I spoil the surprise? See you, losers. He leaves.
What a weirdo. A strange man indeed. Well, anyways, follow me, everyone.
As Ezekiel guides everyone to their destination, they come across a burned down building with a lot of gravestones in it.
What's that? That's a lot of rocks.
Those would be tombstones, Toby. That means a lot of people died here.
This is where a horrible tragedy occurred. About 20 years ago, before the Genesis Order, a group of fallen disciples committed arson and burned this orphanage to the ground.
So the people who died were just like me?
Yes, Toby, they were just like you. How cruel can you be to murder children?
What's the Genesis Order? You don't know? The Genesis Order was the act passed by the majority of Celonia to kill every person of the fallen faith. There were always tensions between the two religions, but this just sparked everything. I understand everyone's rage, but to kill just like that? That's horrible. I agree with you there, boy. That's why there has always been some civil discourse between the chief priest and some followers of the faith. I tried everything I could to argue against Father Martin's decision, but wrath blinds man.
I just don't get why they would all of a sudden target an orphanage just like that.
My only theory is that it might have had something to do with the couple in charge of the orphanage.
What makes you say that?
Well, the couple was a man that was once a cardinal priest and a woman of the fallen faith. My guess is that the fallen faith tried to talk her out of doing this, but she refused to go back, and as you can see, this is how that was answered.
How terrible. Will you join me in a short prayer, Ezekiel, for the souls that were lost in this tragedy?
But of course, my friend.
Both priests fold their hands and quietly recite a short prayer for those that have departed.
Tell me, what is your name? You seem very familiar.
My name is Mithral. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Mithral. I remember now. You're their son.
Son?
I thought Father Mutton said a royal messenger. You're the one and only child.
The messenger that was sent to me said that my parents were killed by demons.
Demons? Oh, that's what Father Mutton calls a fallen disciple sometimes. He believes that demons possess those that... He believes that demons possess those that believe in Eclipse, and that is why they do what they do. They aren't physical beings like most fables say they are. Anyways, your parents died trying to defend the orphanage against one of the fallen faith, hence why he worded it that way.
So it was those of the fallen faith that actually killed my parents?
Correct. They truly loved you and wanted to keep you, but Father Martin gained wind of their relationship. In Stelonia, it is forbidden for those of the divine faith to have relations with those of the fallen faith. Despite their faiths being polar opposites, your father and mother truly did love one another. Father Martin, however, did not approve of this. He excommunicated your father and made him into an ex-cardinal. He also forced him to send you away to Lunaire, as he thought that your existence was the work of the Fallen One. Despite him being harsh in his gripes about the relationship, Father Martin wasn't entirely cold. He loved to visit the orphanage, and visit the children since he was once an orphan too, before he became a priest.
I see.
I guess Father Martin made the message pretty vague, so you wouldn't try to pursue your parents' killers. I think despite his ill bearing to your existence, He didn't wish for you to die trying to get revenge. Mithril? Are you alright?
Please excuse me, my lord, but I would like some time alone at the moment. Don't worry, I'll find my way to the end on my own.
I understand. We are here for you if you need anything.
I appreciate it. Farewell for now.
He leaves the party and walks lost in thought about what he has been told.
Truly, it's unfortunate that he had to lose his parents that way. Bless the Divine Mother above, that she kept him away from it all, so he wouldn't suffer the same fate as them. Anyways, apologies for the depressing detour. I will now take you all to the inn. I hope Mithril's alright.
Ezekiel leads them to the inn, where they encounter a familiar face.
There you are, my son. It has been some time.
Father!
Zacharias runs to his father and embraces him.
It's good to see you again. It feels like forever. I have much to tell you.
Haha. I'm sure you do. How has your quest for the Fire Emblem gone?
We just need the piece from Stylonia, and we should be good to go.
Splendid. See? I knew you could do it.
Well, it certainly wasn't easy.
Well, you can tell me all about it over dinner. Come on, everyone.
Everyone joins King Ramon at the cafeteria at the inn. It's a large room with lots of tables and seats arranged over an expensive-looking rug. As everyone sits down, some waiters bring in food. Everyone is having a good time as they eat and talk about their adventures they've had up to this point. And then, I hit him not once, but twice with my most powerful fire spell. Poor guy didn't get a chance to retaliate.
That's because the enemy was covered in armor. With all that weight, he was as slow as a tortoise. Your grandmother could have possibly been faster than him.
True. Granny is pretty quick.
I think you're missing my point.
Oh gods, you two should totally become a jester duo. You guys are hilarious.
Honestly, I think you two would be pretty good at it.
Yeah, we should.
Hey, there's a lot. I'll do it for you, Mr. Bobby.
Toby's eating a tub of ice cream.
Toby! I thought we told you no ice cream. You know you're lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerant ants?
Forget about the name. Give me that.
Oh, come now, Greg. Let the kid have some. He'll be fine.
Oh, is that why you call Gregory the party pooper behind his...
Shh, Hansa, be quiet. Oh, man. I think she meant to call you, the party trooper behind your back. Yeah, party trooper.
Is that so? Then how about for our next party, we go for a 20-mile run?
Spare me, Greg, please.
Oh, so a party is running 20 miles? That sounds hard.
Amidst the chaos, the sounds of something tapping against a glass is heard. Everyone quiets down and looks towards the king, who is tapping a fork against his glass of wine.
I would like to give a quick toast to everyone. First of all, thank you everyone for not only helping my son with his mission, but for keeping him safe from harm. I know he doesn't say it much, but he really does appreciate each and every single one of you. When I initially sent out the invitation to form this small army, I was fearful that no one was up for the task at hand. But I'm glad to see that I was horribly wrong about that. Next, I would like to say to you, Zacharias, that I am so very proud of you. The task I passed on to you was not an easy one, and yet you conquered it without even a scratch. Take pride in what you have accomplished. Know that I am not only proud to have you as my son, but as my heir to the throne. A toast to you, and everyone here. Cheers!
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 Everyone raises their glass and cheers. They continue to finish their dinner and decide to do their own thing for the rest of the night. Farley decides to go out for a night stroll through the city and spots Mithril walking around the city for lost in thought.
Hey, Mithril.
Huh? Oh, hello, Volley. Did you need something?
None in particular, but you seem distressed. What's going on?
Oh, it's just...
Just spit it out already.
I dedicated my whole life searching for demons, but now I'm unsure of what to do anymore. It was my hatred for them that led to me becoming a priest. Now, it just feels like it was all for nothing.
I know the feeling. I picked up the sword out of hatred and used it to find who's responsible for terrorizing my village. When I finally came face to face with the man responsible for it all, I choked and let him go. My sole purpose in life was to rid the man of his life for what he took from me. And yet, in that moment, I just couldn't do it. I was too weak to finish the job. Sometimes it feels like me picking up the sword means nothing now that I couldn't get my revenge. But after spending some time with you all, I think maybe I can find a new purpose.
A new purpose. It was foolish of me to think that following the divine faith was for nothing. Your story has opened my eyes, Vali. I fight not because of hatred, but because I want to help those I love. I will not allow hatred to rule my life. My purpose is clear. It is to protect you all since I care about my family.
Well, I wouldn't call it that, but I won't disagree on that idea. Now then, let's get you back to the inn. Everyone's worried about you.
Apologies. Let us go then.
Meanwhile, Zacharias and Olivia return to the inn after doing some shopping.
They have so much stuff here in Stellonia. I could shop forever if I could.
Please, gods, don't ever do that. Why do I have to carry all of your junk?
It is not junk. Just place it all on the floor. I'll fetch someone here to help me carry it all to my quarters.
With a loud grunt, he drops it all on the floor and walks away from Olivia towards the lobby.
My arms, I can't feel them. Oh, hey, Dad.
Zacharias sees his father reading a letter. He seems very distressed while reading it.
Dad? Are you alright?
Oh, Zacharias. How was your shopping trip?
Fine. What were you reading just now?
It's nothing.
You sure? Because Liv told me that that it was some letter that brought you here in the first place.
Zacharias, I have to tell you something.
Alright, lay it on me.
He pauses for a while, but shakes his head before speaking again.
Well, on second thought, never mind. Pay it no mind. Just know that everything is alright.
Okay. Well, if something is up, just holler. I promised Safrano I would play chess with him again, so if you needed me, you know where to look.
Sounds good, my son.
As Zacharias leaves, King Ramon lets out a deep sigh.
Gods, Ramon. You have to tell him before it's too late. Stop hesitating.
That night, as everyone is fast asleep, Zacharias is greeted with a terrible nightmare once more. Zacharias is stranded on a desert island surrounded by a boundless ocean. He looks towards the crystal clear water, looks down at his own reflection. As he does so, his reflection all of a sudden grows a sinister grin on its face. It laughs and says something to him.
Do not deny me. What? Do not deny me. I don't understand. What do you mean? Do not deny me!
A horrible ringing noise is heard, causing Zacharias to cover his ears. All of a sudden, the reflection extends its hands towards him and pulls Zacharias into the water. He tries to struggle from its grasp, but he is no match. He sinks towards the bottom and cannot gain the strength to swim up. As he descends to the depths, he looks up to the surface and sees his reflection once again with a sinister grin. It waves goodbye to him and walks away. Zacharias slowly loses consciousness and is soon swallowed by the fell dragon. This awakens him from his sleep and leaves him in sweat.
God. That felt real this time. I've never seen that reflection before in my dreams. What does this mean? I need to take a walk and clear my head.
As Zacharias walks outside of the inn, Gregory, who is on watch duty, notices him. Zacharias takes a stroll outside of the city to clear his head. As he does so, he hears two men talking in an alleyway. Curious, he approaches the source of the noise and discovers that it is actually King Ramon talking to a hooded individual. Zacharias is about to interrupt the conversation but hesitates and decides to eavesdrop. So you actually came, Your Highness.
So you were the one who sent me that letter. Tell me, how do you know about this? There are only a very small select few who know this secret.
I would like to make a deal with you. Listen to my request and I won't release the truth onto the world.
Name your price.
Price? Upon listening further to the conversation and recognizing the voice, Zacharias concludes that the hooded man must be Adam. He tries to intervene, but before he does so, Crescentian soldier sneaks up from behind and knocks him out. I don't want your money. I want the Fire Emblem.
The Fire Emblem?
Yes. The mythical item capable of granting its user one wish. Give it to me, and no one has to know about this.
Aye.
You know what will happen to him, right? They'll take him away from you, or worse, execute him. Who knows what would even be the state of Celestia if everyone were to know the truth of the royal family? Come on already. The choice is obvious. Or what? Do you not love your son enough? As Adam is shouting at King Ramon, Zacharias wakes from the hit he just took. Oh, wait a second. Maybe you don't. I mean, after all, he's not even your real son.
You are wrong. He's my son no matter what.
He's not of your flesh or blood. Hell, he doesn't even have the divine dragon's blood. It's the fell dragon's blood that courses through his veins.
What? Did I hear him correctly?
Adam and King Ramon turn around to see the confused prince get up from the ground. The Crescentian soldier that took him down tries to attack him, but Zacharias easily cuts him down.
Zacharias, what are you doing here?
No, oh now this is good. He gets to hear everything.
I don't understand. Surely he's lying, right, Dad? I have divine blood, right? I'm your son, right?
You are my son. But he speaks the truth.
That's right. He's been lying to you your whole life.
This cannot be. You've been lying to me this whole time?
It was for your own good. If anyone were to discover that you were a vessel for the Fell Dragon, they would have killed you on the spot. I had to lie to protect you.
To protect me? What about Mom? I thought you said she died giving birth to me!
She did die. But she didn't die giving birth to you. She died trying to give us birth to our first son. They both died that day.
I can't believe this.
Well, this is all sad and all, but can we get back to the topic on hand? Give me the Fire Emblem, or the whole world knows about this.
Don't give it to him.
I've made my decision. If I had to choose between the world or my son, as a king my mind tells me the world. But as a father, my heart tells me without a doubt my son. Here.
He hands him a piece of the Fire Emblem. Where's the rest? Oh, I see now. Your son has it. Well then, I'll just have to take it. Before Adam makes his way to Zacharias, King Ramon draws his sword and cut Adam's arms off. Adam screams in pain. You bastard! I'll kill you!
Draw your sword, my son. We end this.
Zacharias does so, and he and his father battle Adam. Adam tries to retaliate back, but he is no match against the king and his son. Adam attempts to throw out the one final strike, but he is soon stabbed by King Ramon's sword and perishes.
We did it.
Yeah, we did. Now, you have a lot of explaining to do.
Well, of course, my son. Now let's...
Before he can finish his sentence, he screams in pain. Zacharias looks at his chest and sees a blade pierce through it. It's Adam. He has come back to life. The wound he had from the encounter with the king and his son are slowly healing, along with his arm regenerating.
Father!
You really thought that you'd beat me? Let me tell you a secret before you die by my hand. You want to know how I was able to kill so many people? It's because they cannot kill me. He releases the blade from King Ramon's chest. Zacharias sprints towards his father and holds his dying body.
No, God, no! Stay with me, Dad!
It's what you will do. After your eyes have dried up, I will make you king. Never forget that, my son.
He dies in Zacharias' arms. Zacharias begins to start crying.
Hey, Dad. This isn't funny. You're the strongest person I know. This is nothing to you. Dad? Please get up. Please. Please.
It doesn't feel good now, does it? That feeling of loneliness, like nothing matters. That's how I felt all my life. While you were out living your perfect life, I had to live with Father. I had to be experimented on every day. Everything I did was answered back with me being beaten. You can fill life with pleasantries like friends or family, but they will always disappear. We'll always be lonely creatures, no matter what we do. Your cries for help will never be answered, and now you will know what it's like to live in my shoes. Brother.
Brother?
Are you that dull? You are a fell dragon blood after all. After the Genesis Order all those years ago, our parents split up so the Stallonian soldiers wouldn't find us. Father took me, and Mother took you as a baby. She tried taking you to Lunaire but died on the way there due to a fatal wound from the Order. Luckily for you, some Lunaire soldiers were passing by and took you to your soon-to-be happy life. I got the short end of the stick. I was stuck with our father. After all of that torture from him, I finally realized something. I hate my blood. I hate humankind. I hate this world. But before I burn it all to the ground, I wanted to see you fall. To atone for the life that you stole from me. I'll take everything from you, starting with him. Now, let's end this. A crowd of Crescentian soldiers begin to surround the two.
I'll kill you. I'll kill every single one of you!
As he screams this, Zacharias' hair changes from blue to red, and a deadly aura begins to surround him. There it is! Your fell dragon blood! It's finally awakened! A Crescentian soldier tries to jump and attack Zacharias, but he grabs him by the neck. Zacharias grabs him by the neck and strangles him to death. The soldiers are taken aback by this, but one brave one stabs Zacharias from behind, but he is unfazed. In fact, he begins to start laughing. As this is happening, Gregory and the party arrive to see this gruesome scene in front of them.
My lord?
Everyone, don't let any one of them survive, but leave Adam for me. Let's go.
Oh gods, it can't be.
Die, Adam!
That's it. Show me your true self.
Zacharias, stop! He'll kill you!
He killed Father! I will not stop until he's drowning in his own pool of blood!
Zacharias and Adam try to clash, but Adam stops. A group of Stallonian soldiers surround the group. Right on cue. It's been fun, brother. Ta-ta. He disappears and the soldiers surround Zacharias.
No! He's getting away!
Get a grip, Zach!
Let go of me!
The soldiers arrest Zacharias and Ezekiel emerges from the group.
What's going on?
We can explain on the way. Where are they taking him?
Most likely our local prison. He'll be questioned and most likely put on trial for all of Celestia to see. This isn't a local crime. This problem concerns all of Celestia.
Upon the arrest of Zacharias, he tries to fight back, but before he can, his hair returns back to its original color, and he collapses from exhaustion. The soldiers pick him up and carry him into a carriage. Party follows the carriage and digest what just happened.
I can't even begin to wrap my head around what just happened. King Ramon is dead. Adam is practically immortal. Zacharias.
That was scary. Mr. Zacharias is nothing like that. It was like he was a whole different person.
That power, it was incredible, but it wasn't right.
Zacharias' eyes, they are usually warm and comforting. But at that moment, they were filled with such hatred.
I don't blame him for feeling that way. I know it all too well. That anger, that rage. I felt the same way back then.
Well, regardless, we have to help him. He needs our help.
You've been quiet this whole time, Greg. Why don't you just spill it already? You knew about this, didn't you?
Yes, I've known for a while. When Zacharias was just a baby, I was hired as his retainer at a young age. Back then, he had crimson red hair, but the king told me it was my sworn duty to never tell a single soul about it. He then put his hand on Zacharias' head, and a sudden glimmer of light appeared, changing his hair color. He told me that he gave the boy a fraction of his divine blood, so that his hair color would resemble his.
And look where this secret led. Now Zach is going to be put on trial.
It was to protect him. We didn't have a choice.
So, let me get this straight. Zacharias actually has fell dragon blood. That's very bad.
Of course it's bad. I mean...
No, what I mean is, this will not help his case. I just got word that he will be put on trial in a few days. This is a matter that concerns the whole continent. All of Celestia will attend.
All of Celestia?
Correct, my lady. I am currently working with the court to find him a defense, but as of right now, it isn't looking too good for him. Honestly, this doesn't even look too good for the royal family. The whole world will know that you kept the destruction of the whole world as a family member. They might not even have faith in their loyal family anymore.
Are we allowed to speak to him?
Yes, but give him a couple hours. He has to be questioned first.
Hours? He hasn't even gotten any sleep.
I know how you feel, but I'm just telling you, that's how it works here.
Please, Zach. Just hang in there.
The party is stressed after hearing all of this. They have no clue what to do next. The only thing they can come up with is to just wait until they're able to talk with Zacharias. A few hours pass. The party is finally able to talk with Zacharias, but they can only do so individually.
Prince Zacharias, I'll continue to fight for the peace that you believe in. So don't give up here.
Don't worry, you're still our leader, Mr. Zach. Even after all this, we still believe in you.
How about we convince them to do trial by combat? If you don't do anything, they're gonna arrest you. And how am I gonna face that new power of yours?
Don't blame yourself for this. I know you had no control.
In the past, you helped me so much. I just wish I knew how to help you now.
Zacharias, we will get you out, through any means.
My lord, I know it's tough right now, but... I must confess that I knew of this for quite some time now. But...
You knew? And you both lied because of what? Protecting me? Lying to me about who I really am, hiding away the truth that I'm a monster.
You are not a monster.
Look at me, Gregory! Look at what I did! I killed so many people, and I enjoyed it.
That wasn't you, my lord. I know the real you. You help others even when you don't have to. You cheer everyone up when they feel down. Everyone loves you.
No, Greg. This is me. I was born into this world to destroy humanity. For a moment, I thought that maybe, just maybe, I found my place in this world.
That I was worthy of being a king. Worthy enough to have such good people as friends. And now, I see that I was horribly wrong.
My role in life is to eradicate mankind. Time's up. Wrap it up.
Stop thinking like that, Zacharias. No matter what you are or what you have done, we will always be your friends. You are not a monster. You are...
I said time's up. Let's go.
He drags Gregory out.
Hey, wait! I'm not finished yet! Let go of me!
Zacharias is now left all alone in his cell. He sits quietly on his bed when all of a sudden, the apparition of King Ramon appears.
Don't listen to them. You know what you are. You know what you did. It's all your fault. You killed all of those people. You killed me. Even if you want to be with them, it will never work out. You'll just hurt them, or worse, you might kill them too.
You're right, Father. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault.
He repeats this to himself over and over again. The apparition disappears. A few days pass until finally the trial begins. As Ezekiel deduced, all of Celestia is present along with each nation's respective leaders. The trial is held outside since, due to the large audience, there were no buildings big enough to accommodate. With a ring from the central church bell, the trial begins, and everyone rises. Zacharias chained up in the middle.
Good morning, my divine brothers and sisters. We are all gathered here today for the trial of Zacharias von Leonard on the charge of being a fell dragon vessel, a vessel powerful enough to eradicate mankind from the face of the earth. A couple of nights ago, King Ramon was murdered by an unknown individual, and along with it, Prince of Lunaire and his party fought against some Crescentian soldiers. Amidst the chaos, witnesses reported seeing Zacharias with crimson red hair and a sinister aura, both clear symbols of the fell dragon vessel. The prosecution may now state its case.
Thank you, Father Martin. As I stated, Zacharias was seen by multiple witnesses fighting and killing Crescentian soldiers with crimson red hair. Not only that, the witnesses were very frightened to even talk about it since they stated that he was laughing through it all. The prosecution not only accuses Zacharias of crime of being a national threat, but also on the charges of regicide.
The crowd is in shock upon hearing this charge. Zacharias looks frustrated and tries to argue back.
What? I didn't kill my own father. That was Adam.
The defendant remains silent until he is called.
As I was saying, there were no eyewitness reports on the defendant's statement of there being a third person there. The defendant also claims to have fought against a man named Adam, but as stated by the Crescentian Prince Griffin, he was with him the whole time. Due to there being no solid evidence of the existence of the third person, the prosecution believes that the defendant's statements contradicts the facts. We also believe that he is the murderer of the recently departed King Ramon and used his fell dragon powers to slay his own father.
Objection. There is no solid evidence on Zacharias murdering his own father. The weapon that was used on King Ramon was actually a blade commonly seen in Crescento. When the defendant was arrested, his possessions were taken off of him, 2 of these items being swords. The sword's origins are clearly from Lunaire and do not add up to the prosecution's claims.
It is possible for the defendant to have killed one of the Crescentian soldiers present and taken his swords to kill his father.
But why go through all that trouble to do that when he already had a weapon on hand?
He most likely used a Crescentian sword to try to pin the blame on someone else. He easily could have gotten it from someone in his army, as there are a few Crescentians with him.
Even you have to admit that's a bit of a stretch. I mean, why were Zacharias and his army fighting the Crescentian soldiers? It is the defense's beliefs that they were fighting to protect the king against a Crescentian assassin group, but failed in doing so.
I can actually answer that.
Everyone turns to see Prince Griffin is speaking to the defense.
I sent my men there since Father Martin requested some manpower to fight against the recent fallen problem. In exchange for this, Crescento was given some goods from Stellodia. It saddens me to hear that the Prince of Lunaire so violently murdered all of my men. I thought he was a good kid, but I guess I was wrong. This is Queen Kana.
You are wrong.
Everyone turns again to see Queen Kana speak to Griffin.
We have personally met and talked with the prince. He is a good man. He helped resolve an assassination attempt on me and my people. It was actually your men that were sent to kill me. I almost start war, but Prince Zacharias told me that he would visit your nation and discuss the issue.
And I apologize on behalf of Crescento. Some of my men are desperate for resources due to the given rough times of Crescento. As Crescento's soon to be ruler, I will do everything in my power to try and resolve this issue.
You apologize and apologize over and over, and yet nothing changes. It is my belief that the boy is innocent, and that your nation sent another assassin group to kill the King of Lunaire. You may ask anyone in Equinoxia. They were witnesses to their attack against me.
The Equinoxians in the crowd begin to grow louder and agree with Queen Kanna's statements.
Enough. I will have no more interruptions from third parties.
I will admit the regicide of King Ramon is complicated, but one thing is clear as day. Zacharias von Leonard used his fell dragon blood to kill those men. Multiple witnesses saw it happen. He is without a shadow of a doubt a fell dragon vessel. Prosecution would also like to bring up the fact that the royal family of Lunaire was keeping this vessel hidden from the world. I think it is within the realm of reason to question the actions of the royal family, as this is also a crime against Celestia. The existence of the child was not released publicly, and it seems like it was never going to be told. If the royal family of Lunaire was discovered to be working with the Fell Dragon, this even calls into legitimacy their power as a central government for Celestia.
A huge uproar erupts from the crowd as they are in utter shock about this recent development. The defense looks like they are trying to come up with an argument, but they fail to do so. Then Zacharias speaks.
It's my fault. Do not put the blame on them. They were just trying to protect me as a child. I'm the one that needs to be punished, not them.
So, does the defendant admit to being guilty of all charges?
Zach, don't do it. You are innocent. We all know you are.
Yes, I'll accept my punishment as a fell dragon vessel. This was my crime and mine alone. I had no help from the royal family. I was manipulating them so that they would keep me around.
That's not true.
I see. That makes a lot of sense to me. Well, on behalf of the Divine Mother, I sentence you to death.
The audience is in utter chaos with the court's decision, but Olivia rushes through the crowd and heads towards Zacharias.
Lady, wait!
I won't. That's my cousin. He's the only family I have left.
He makes it to him and says,
It's true. He is of fell dragon blood. But does that mean my cousin is a horrible monster you think him to be? Of course not. His origin does not determine what kind of person he is. My cousin is kind, compassionate, and always willing to help others. He's traveled all of Celestia for the Fire Emblem to save all of you. Don't you get it? He risked his life time and time again, trekking the whole continent even to save you. Maybe he didn't meet everyone, but I know my cousin is a chatterbox. So I know some of you may have even met him and know deep down inside that kind-hearted person is the real Zacharias.
The crowd grows quiet for a moment after listening to Olivia. Then amongst the crowd, a man begins to speak.
I've known Zacharias since he was a wee lad. The kid has the biggest heart I've seen. Whenever he'd stop by my shop to buy food, he never bought it for himself. He bought it for the poor on the streets.
I remember Prince Boy. He's hilarious. He also beat Queen Kanna at a drinking contest. That alone makes him amazing.
That boy was at the royal ball held in Crescento. He was quite the charmer. He asked me to teach him some dance moves from Crescento. That way, when he would visit Crescento again, he would know how to dance like we do.
That young man was a lifesaver. I was about to break my back lifting some bags of salt out of my carriage when he stepped in and helped. Despite him carrying all that stuff, he dropped it so that he could help me out.
Crowd again gets louder, discussing their thoughts on the recent given sentence. Then, amidst the crowd's banter, a loud gavel is heard.
Silence! Enough of this foolishness! Anyone that has associated themselves with the Fell Dragon cannot achieve such things. All they know in life is how to destroy and ruin it. Kindness? Compassion? Where was that when those children at the orphanage were so brutally murdered? Those children had futures, and yet those of the fallen faith took it away from them. If Zacharias von Leonard is a fell dragon vessel, he will surely do even worse than they have done. For all you know, he could be manipulating you at this very moment to make you think he is a good person.
Doubt is heard amongst the crowd. Maybe it was all just a ruse. Maybe Zacharias was trying to manipulate them into following him on the path of destruction.
I will tolerate this foolishness no longer. Zacharias von Leonard is sentenced to death at this very moment. The quicker we get rid of him, the quicker we save this world from impending doom.
How many times do we have to tell you that he is innocent?
Then, arrest this woman and all of the prince's men.
Hey, let go of me!
A Selonian soldier tries to arrest her, but Queen Kana knocks the soldier down.
This is outrageous. This isn't a proper trial. This trial was stacked against Zacharias since the beginning.
Queen Kana, please ask that you stop this at once.
I will not. I have never trusted humans my entire life, but that boy, he was the exception. He showed me that some humans can be good. Clearly, you are not one of those humans if you think he is guilty.
Enough of this. Guards, apprehend the defendant, and if anyone tries to stop you, kill them on sight. The Fell Dragon's influence is very strong, it seems. We cannot let a single one of his followers live.
Queen Kana and her men begin to fight with the Selonian soldiers. The crowd is in utter chaos and begins to run away from it. Prince Griffin approaches Father Martin as the chaos ensues.
It seems you need my help, Father Martin. If you'd like, I can get some of my men to help you.
Please do. This madness ends here. You were right about those Equinoxians. It seems the fallen dragon has taken control of them all.
Don't worry, Father Martin. We'll take care of it. Perhaps this will help sweeten our negotiations as discussed before.
Perhaps it will.
Meanwhile, Olivia breaks the shackles binding Zacharias. The party surrounds him and draws their weapons.
Come on, everyone. We have to make a break for it.
My brain hurts. Who are we fighting?
Basically anyone that tries to arrest Zacharias.
Yeah, anyone that wants to challenge him has to go through me first.
For once we agree.
It really took you guys this long to agree on something? Well, whatever. I'll try to come up with an escape plan out of here.
You best think quickly, because it seems like the Crescentians are also joining the fight.
What?
Fret not, for my people are at your side.
She is right. Us Equinoxians would like to keep the good humans alive. If we must fight to protect them, so be it.
Can you fight, my lord? My lord! Get a grip! We have to get out of here!
I guess I have no choice.
As Zacharias and his party are about to escape the city, they are stopped by Griffin and his army. Griffin is very badly wounded from the battle.
It was a valiant effort, but this ends now. You know that even if you escape, that means that the Fell Dragon or whatever will take over you. Surrender now, and save us all the trouble.
As if we'd actually listen to you.
Guys, let's just stop this. He's right. You guys will just get hurt, or worse, die because of me.
We aren't going to argue about this, Zach. We are getting you out of here.
All of a sudden, the apparition of King Ramon appears once more. He is infuriated this time.
Are you seriously considering joining them? You know what will happen. You are nothing but a hollow vessel just waiting for the Fell Dragon to take over. You are a horrible monster. You can't go with them. You will only hurt them.
I know, but I...
Who was the one that killed me? Who was the one that I raised as my son only for him to stab me in the back? It was all you. Face it. All you do is hurt those you love. If you know what's right, you leave them now.
Is he alright? Was he talking to himself?
Zach? What's wrong?
He's right. I'll just hurt them. I'm a monster. I was a fool to think I could be with them.
My lord, who are you talking to? It matters not. We must get out of here.
It's Martin.
Yeah, Martin, yeah. I can remember.
Not so fast.
All of a sudden, a force pushes Zacharias to the ground, making it impossible for him to escape.
Now then, Griffin, grab his blade and finish the job.
Oh no, you don't!
Gregory tries to stop Griffin from rushing towards the sword, but he is stopped by a badly beaten Tatiana. Olivia and everyone else tries to fight against Griffin, and they almost finish him off, until Father Martin heals his wounds just in time. Griffin manages to grab Godfrey and attempts to stab Zacharias, but Olivia shoves him out of the way just in time. Father Martin is about to use another staff, but Safrano shoots an arrow at his hand, which causes him to drop it. Father Martin tries to conjure a spell instead, but nothing happens as Mithril silences him with his staff. Meanwhile, Gregory struggles to fight against Tatiana. She takes one fatal swing towards his head, but he is saved by a dagger behind, thrown between Gregory and the blade. It's Toby! Upon seeing this opening, Volley strikes at Tatiana, causing her to be knocked to the ground. As Volley tries to go for the finishing blow, 3 Crescentian sages summon fireballs to try and kill the distracted warrior. At the last second, Anza covers the attack with her wings and shields Volley. He thanks her, and before the sages try to attack again, Alexander casts a massive lightning spell that annihilates the sages. Everyone is fighting their hearts out to save the prince from his impending doom. But Olivia is struggling against Griffin. With his excellent strength and Godfrey in his possession, Olivia's no match for Griffin and falls to the ground. Zacharias, who is trying to get out of the spell that was cast on him, sees this happen. Griffin is about to deal the finishing blow to Olivia, which causes Zacharias to have a flashback of when he was very young.
Father!
Olivia? Are you alright?
Oh, Zach, what are you, doing here?
Daddy said he's too busy to play, so I decided to ask you. But you seem sad.
I'm fine, Zach. It's nothing.
You know, when Dad is sad, he says that he looks up to the stars and asks my mom what to do.
Thanks for the advice, but stars don't talk back to you, no matter what you say. Just like the dead won't. Whenever I look at the stars, it reminds me of how lonely I am without my parents.
That's not true. You have me and Dad.
Yeah, you're right.
I got an idea. How about instead of being my cousin, you be my big sister instead? That way, we can be even closer, and you won't have to be lonely anymore.
I don't know. Having you as a little brother would be very annoying.
That's mean, Olivia. I'm going to tell Greg.
Hey now, I'm kidding. But sure, Zach. Let's promise to always stay close because family
never gives up on each other.
Zacharias maintains his focus and realizes how dire the situation is. All of a sudden, his hair turns red again. Fell dragon power, he is able to break the spell that was put on him. In an instant, he rushes to Olivia's aid and attempts to attack Griffin.
No! Olivia! Big sister!
Wait, Zach! No!
You took the bait!
He turns around and stabs Zacharias in the chest. He falls to the ground along with him, coughing up a lot of blood. Olivia and everyone rush towards him.
Zach! Oh God! Not you two! Stay with me!
My lord, please get up! Please! I was supposed to protect you, and yet I was so useless!
You aren't hurt, are you?
I'm fine. For once in your life. Worry about yourself, you idiot!
Good. That means I was useful, after all.
He draws his last breath.
Let me heal him. Everyone move aside.
Zach, get up! There's no time to be joking.
Yeah, Zach. This isn't the time to be playing jokes.
You can't be serious. You know you can't mend a corpse.
Silence. He isn't dead.
So, the deed is finally done. Celestia can rest easy now, knowing the Fell Dragon is gone. We must thank the Divine Mother for this blessed day. You aren't a divine follower. You just use your faith as an excuse for manslaughter. Not only are you a murderer, but you are a disgrace as the leader of the divine faith.
Both of your heads will be mine! What have you bastards done? He's just a boy!
I'm with you there, Folly. Let me show you what it's like when you piss me off!
Calm yourself. We must get out of here.
Queen Kana appears with some of her men. She looks at Zacharias' corpse and grits her teeth.
I know it's hard right now, but we must get out of here.
We can't just leave him here. He's my little brother.
He died so that you all would live. Now then, you two take these.
He tosses Mithril and Ezekiel warp staves.
Use those and get as far away as you can. We'll hold them back.
What? What about you guys?
Trust me. We'll be fine. Unlike you guys, we have wings, remember? Now go.
No! Let me at least get this body!
There is no time! We are leaving! Mithril, now!
Right.
With the power of the 2 warp staves, the party is able to make it out of Stellonia.
We have to go back! We left Zach there!
We most certainly will not! We are all one of criminals now, my lady! We set foot in there, and we are as good as dead.
Gods, he's really gone. What do we do now?
Stranded in the middle of nowhere, the party stood there in silence. They finally decided to just return to Lunaire and plan a new strategy. Little did they know that this was only the beginning of the fall of Celestia. A few days later, Crescento declared war on all who opposed its order. Upon this declaration, Stellonia stated that it would ally with Crescento's cause in exchange for the deeds of Mount Golgothon. Upon receiving this deed, Father Martin eradicated what was left of the fallen faith, leaving none of them alive. Lunaire and Equinoxia formed an alliance with one another to fight back against Crescento's impending reign. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Not only did Crescento have all of the manpower, but the people of Lunaire grew to greatly distrust the royal family. Due to this, not many people fought with Olivia. Despite her being the rightful ruler to the throne, Olivia did not take the crown, instead stated that she would be its temporary leader, believing that, despite his death, Zacharias would return to save them from all of this. Unfortunately, the kingdom of Lunaire fell and was taken over by Crescento. With nowhere to go, Olivia and the party retreated to Equinoxia in order to find some sort of way to turn the tides of this great war. To their dismay, no such way presented itself, and for 5 years Crescento expanded itself even further. Only a few parts of Celestia are free from Crescento's control, and with almost nowhere to run, the Lunaire and Equinoxia alliance is starting to lose hope. But, on that fateful day...
Those damned animals! They got in our way, and worst of all, they managed to escape!
It's fine, Griffin. As long as we got rid of the real threat, that's all that matters. Wait a second.
He turns to where Zacharias' body once was, but there is only a pool of blood. Neither Zacharias or his blade Godfrey are to be seen.
What? How could he have escaped? I killed him! I know I did!
You fool! Godfrey was made to destroy the Fell Dragon, but you can only kill him if you aim for his heart. That means you missed it. That means he's still out there.
You failed to mention that part! You told me that using Godfrey was enough! Whatever. I'll have my men search for him. It matters not. Lunaire will not be able to fight against Crescento like this.
It does matter. The Fell Dragon is still alive. I will have my men search as well. Let's hope the Divine Mother graces us more with her kindness and allows us to find him.
As they search the city for the boy, they are unable to find a single trace of him. However, deep within the sewers of the city...
I think I managed to lose them.
You still live. You aren't showing it, but I know you are angry. You still live not because you want to, but because you know you must do something before you pass.
That's right. Before I die, I'll give them hell.
But this story is not about the fall of Celestia. No, this story is about the rise of a new king. And this is only the beginning.